All right, guys, we're here. We're live. This is an on-location thing. We're officially started. It's 8. I don't know actually know what time it is here, to be honest. My clock's off. In person, we got Jason Koon. What's going on, Jason? Welcome to the Poker Live podcast.
Thanks for having me, man.
So we haven't done it in studio like this with official guest kind of before. So it's like normally we're going to be looking at each other. And me and him talked about this before. We're going to be looking at each other. We're going to be looking at the camera. We're going to be like lean back. We're going to be doing all kind of things. We got our Coronas. Jason said he called up a big girl. He said you called the big guy. Did you say we got a big girl coming over?
He's making this one up.
Okay, that's fine. So, guys, we are live streaming this. Any comments, questions, you leave them in the chat. We got a lot of good questions on Twitter to talk about, and we have a lot of fun topics to talk about. And I just want to make sure that the audio is fine because we are on Wi-Fi. It looks good.
You look good.
You look good. Hey, I'm kidding. I'm telling you, man. Give me the arms. I'll give you the hair. You know, can we do that?
Yeah.
Trade me. All right, cool. So we're gonna. Let's start off. Let's explain who you are to people out there, because we play tournaments primarily. We like to have a lot of cash game guys on, some PLO guys on, a couple tournament guys on. For those that don't know you, how would you explain yourself to the people out there? You don't have to give like a little life story or like a poker bio, but how would you describe yourself to somebody who's like, who's this guy as a poker fan, if they're a poker fan?
I'd like to say that I'm ever evolving, but just trying to figure it out like everybody else. As for my poker career, I specialize mainly in high buy-in tournaments and some no-limit cash games anymore. I'm pretty much a PLO fish.
Fun player?
Yeah. Basically a fish in PLO. But just play the high rollers, super high rollers, some WPTs, WSOPs, things like that. I teach around at once. Also kind of a health, fitness, life coach kind of guy, I guess. An inspired person. I think that's how I would.
Can they hold on? I see. So some people like need a receipt. Like a receipt is proof of something. So when you say you're a health and fitness guy, you know they see that. You guys can't see it. He's got the jean jacket on. So what do you have underneath? Tank top underneath? Yeah. Just you got it at least real quick, because I talked about the fitness thing before.
Or something?
We got show them the heart. They got it.
Dang, man.
Ask Jay Koon. He thinks Joy was flexing on his pick on. Oh yeah, did you see the picture I uploaded to my Facebook?
I saw it. First thing I thought was like, damn, Joe's looking jacked.
Do you think I was flexing in that photo?
I think you were just hanging on.
That's
and aware of where the camera was, like any jacked guy would be.
You think I was studying Space Mountain, the camera structure layout to get on there?
Yeah, that's probably your third time around. You were just close for it.
Yeah, right. Was terrifying. And so guys, I am out here in LA, by the way, and Poker Awards Conference. I'll be talking about that coming up sometime soon. Give you guys a little rundown of that. Jason didn't go; he couldn't be bothered. He said,
"No, I think it was great. I just I had prior engagements."
We got Jason staying with a couple other poker players. We got a young tournament player. Speculated that he plays some basketball. I want to challenge him to a one-on-one game, but at the same time, Jason told me he can potentially make a very large amount of shots in a row. So I
love you, man, but I gotta bet with Kyle Julius on this one, just in the dark. I haven't seen you play.
No, I think I'd bet on him too, and I wouldn't say that normally. But
he's a monster. He's an absolute monster.
From what I can tell, I think like maybe a handicap or something like that. Figure something out. All right, so Jason, tournament player, into fitness, been around poker for a while, play a lot of high rollers. I guess that's pretty basic like way to explain it, right? That's
I feel like I'm just I'm a guy who's I'm not really I guess you would say if I'm a specialist in any area, it would be MTTs, but I love all forms of poker and I'm constantly trying to get better at all of them.
Are you playing much online right now? Or are you playing just mainly the live tournaments? Out here, you're out for LAPC right now. Obviously, you're not in LAPC right now because we're right now.
I haven't. I'm going to play the 50K tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's exciting. But I haven't had the chance to play too much online lately. I think I've played maybe 4 or 5 sessions this year. I was at PCA and I went to play a WPT or 2, and then I finally made it back up to Vancouver for just a few days before I hopped down here.
So what happened in Vancouver? Tell the whole story. Walk us through your day last Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday. Walk us through your day.
I just got up and I hadn't played online in a while. I kind of had the
listen, guys, listen to what he's saying. If you're out there playing poker right now, listen to what he's saying right now.
Yeah, I kind of had to itch to play, so I started playing, and I saw my boy David Benefield was doing a podcast with you. He's like one of my best friends, so I was really excited to hop on there and sweat that. So I was firing a couple tournaments here and there, and by the time your guys' podcast had ended, there were, I think, 27 left or so in the Super Tuesday. And you
were watching the podcast, asking the whole great questions, right?
Yeah, okay. I was really dived in. It was like the Super Tuesday was kind of a secondary thing. I was really into the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, luckily won it.
Wait, hold on a second. Let's back up for a second.
Yeah.
So you're in the podcast, you're watching the podcast, providing some great questions.
Mm-hmm.
The tournament's in the background because you're focused on the podcast.
Sure.
The podcast ends.
Yeah.
You can focus on the tournament. You take the positivity, you take the energy you got from the podcast.
Feeling it, man. There was a couple guys in the chat saying like, they were sweating me too. And they were like, you're going to run good in the Super Tuesday. And I was a believer, and I did run well.
So you win the Super Tuesday.
Yeah. That was cool.
For like, how much was it?
112,000.
All right, guys. So now you guys figured out what you need to do out there. You need to provide some great questions. You need to really embrace the positivity from the live streams you get. And then you're going to win the Super Tuesday like Jason did. So congratulations, man. I think that's you're probably coming down to something like this. Was that a boost in confidence, a boost in like how you felt going in? Were you already feeling pretty good prior to that?
Yeah. I don't think it was necessarily a boost in confidence. At this point in this stage of my career, I mean, I'm kind of an old man. I've been playing for a living for 8 years, and I understand the nature of tournaments and how much short-term luck is involved. And I'm pretty confident in my game. I work very hard at it. And even whenever I'm losing over long stretches, I try to keep my head and realize that it's if I work hard, it'll turn around. And at the same time, whenever I'm winning, I try to keep grounded and realize like, hey, you probably ran really well to win this thing. And even though you're a good player, you made a lot of mistakes. You can get better, And, but yeah, I don't think my confidence has ever been rattled, and I don't feel like I'm playing any better. I actually thought that I played at best my B- game that tournament. I think I ran really well on some spots. I mean, I know I ran really well on some spots and was just fortunate to close it up.
It's kind of an interesting thing is that you can say you can play your B- game and still have a success.
Of course.
So how do you think that kind of messes with someone's like levels? So you have a lot of other poker players who this happens to.
Yeah.
And they might think they played their A game in that situation. And there's probably a lot of people out there right now who are listening to this who have had some success in a similar situation and are kind of like unaware of that. What do you think that it takes for you to become like aware that I might have won this, but I didn't play my best. I didn't play well.
It's like a very fine line, because you want to believe in your abilities and you want to have confidence, but at the same time, you need to be realistic about what's going on around you. So it's like you see guys that are overly confident. They should not have as much confidence as they do. And they like run on clouds for years, especially in tournaments. Sometimes in PLO, you see it too, the games that have higher variance.
Anyone in particular you might be thinking about right now?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to call anyone out, but take me for instance in the spring of 2009. Okay. Maybe at that time I was pretty good, but I was by no means like a great player. And I won everything. Literally everything I registered for. I won like a scoop where I think there were 400. It was a 2K cubed. I was probably like the 100th best player in the tournament. I played like total dog shit. And I win the thing for like 300 grand.
Really?
Yeah, I win I just won a lot of tournaments. And I remember going into the World Series that year. I was thinking, man, I'm the illest, Right, yeah. And life just had to kick me in the teeth. I had to play with these guys that were like way better than me, that fundamentally were just, they just worked harder. They had a better poker aptitude. And I just had to have a lot of things happen to me for me to learn to kind of embrace the fact that this is a game that if you're arrogant, you're just going to get mashed.
I'm taking my gum out as I'm listening to you say, because my gum's getting disgusting mixed with the Corona. We're drinking some Coronas, guys. If you're out there listening right now and you're at home, crack open a Corona if you have one.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Join us in spirit. No, oh my God, I got to throw my gum out here real quick. You can give a couple shout outs, man. We know we love shout outs around here.
And Kush, shout out to you.
All right, let me teach you some shout outs. Ready?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
All right, let me show you shout outs. All right, guys, we're going to get some shout outs here. Poppy, what's up, Marco? Poppy. All right, you go ahead.
So do I have to do the Poppy thing?
Go ahead.
Okay. Sam's the man. So I don't
Try it.
Sam, Poppy, Sam. I don't know. I sound more like Italian. I'm like, hey, pony. You know? It's like supposed to be more like Latina, right?
I don't
I'm
know.
just like, hey, yo, bro. I sound like Rocky Balboa.
Well, that's the cool thing about Puppy. You can be anything you want. I was actually at Disneyland yesterday, and I was talking to a lot of Mexican people.
Okay.
And I was saying, like, hey, can you say Poppy to me? Obviously for women, because that would have been weird if I was asking men this. But I was asking these Mexican girls, and I got some new variations, some new delivery techniques on how to say Poppy.
All right.
So, I mean, I'm interested to hear your version of Poppy, though. All right,
well, so I'm going to need to develop it.
We'll try again. Give one more. All right, I'll do one, and then you watch me, okay?
Okay, all right.
All right, Cesar Contreras, Poppy. What's up, Cesar? Welcome to the live stream, man. Thanks for tuning in. All right, Jason.
You're just too smooth at this, man. I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm just going to let you do your thing. At the end of the show, I'm going to drop like a legendary Poppy.
Okay, good. All right, Bruno. What's up, Bruno, man? Thanks for coming in. Bruno is from Brazil. He's a lawyer.
Okay.
Mid-30s. Likes big girls with big booties, he told me. I had him on a couple seconds. He came on for a couple minutes on a live stream before.
Okay.
We had to show some viewer love. Who we got? Ant Banks. What's up, Ant? Marco. What's up, Marco? Marco said he was here for 4 hours. I got to see a receipt on that claim. I don't believe you. DC. What's up, DC? DC came over to play some basketball with me the other day. I fucked him up.
Okay.
Destroyed him.
We got Baby Chin up in here. He's the man.
What's up, Jason?
Tons of killers in here.
Yeah, man. You never know. We got people lurking. We got stalkers. We got people that love you. How many people you think love you on Facebook that are watching this right now?
I think I'm very polarized. I think the true people that know me love me, and then we got some haters out there. That's life.
Haters.
Yeah, you gotta have haters. You know, that's the thing. Yeah.
So you feel like you deal with a lot of haters still right now?
Well, I mean, I don't. I think my personality type kind of. I'm asking for it almost. You know, like I'm a passionate guy. I get fired up about things. I am opinionated with some things, so I can completely understand how people wouldn't like my point of view, and they very well could be right in some circumstances. You know, it's just an opinion thing.
So when you say you get some haters, though, how are they? How are we getting these haters? Are they social media? I mean, obviously not in person. Somebody's like,
no,
fuck you, man. You're like, that's probably not happening. I can imagine.
It's just like
it's in person.
If you're a passionate guy, people are gonna hate on you, especially when you're a big meathead like me. You wear polka dot shorts that are way too short for the most heterosexual males. You know,
those are GTO. I mean, come on.
Okay, those
are GTO. Let's not. No, if someone doesn't think those are GTO.
Yeah, that's their side. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's no haters on live stream. That's right. We don't allow. You're a hater out here. We're just gonna ban you. We got a lot of love for banning. But we're gonna finish the shout outs real quick because Herman, he said, awesome. You see, he's uncomfortable with the Poppy stuff, and he still goes there. Like, fuck it. He's a true Poppy for sure. Exactly, Herman. I agree. Kevin, what's up? Tim F, what's up? The live stream.
Kevin Clarkson, that's Kelly's old brother.
Kevin, can you confirm or deny that? Some speculation you might be related to pop singer Kelly Clarkson. Please let us know. How'd the DPG go? I'm actually forgot what DPG meant. It's some type of girl. Oh my God, DP. What could DP stand for in terms of women?
Don't get me started.
Dolly Dab. Disney princess grind. No, I didn't actually grind. I didn't get any. There weren't many like walking around. So. When does the basketball get streamed? Odd Jason features legendary Poppy at the end. I don't know. Whatever. All right. So one thing I brought your name up on a couple podcasts before.
Okay.
Do you know what guest I might have brought your name up before?
It's either David or fellow meathead Lafort.
Debatably the fittest man in poker, who I would say, Jay Coon's going to say something about this, Sean Lafort. So, we all know Sean Lafort out there. He's been on a bunch of podcasts, been a great guest. You guys both like working out, it seems like, huh?
Yeah. I think Sean is just a brilliant guy. He seems so sharp, and I wouldn't begin to think that I would have more expertise in health and fitness than he would. I think we're both learning more day by day, and I think we both really love training and lifting heavy weight. Seems like he is more focused on like kind of developing muscle and the bodybuilding and strength, whereas I'm trying to jump higher, run a little faster, that kind of thing. I went through a phase in my life where I was 215 pounds. I'm 187 pounds now, and I was like 215, around the same body fat, where I had a 435 pound 1 rep bench press and around a 530 pound squat. Whenever I was it's like 22 years old, but now I have like stretch marks under my arms, on the side of my ass, and that's not the prettiest thing, but
I do too.
Being a big meathead, and it was fun, but I like fitting into jeans. Like my quads can actually fit into them, and yeah, and the wider I got, the shorter it looked like I was. So
how tall are you right now?
I'm 5'11".
5'11".
So,
Okay.
Yeah. So when you get like really big, you know, I'm pretty. I think for my frame, I'm a natural weight, but 30 pounds heavier, I was not that. I couldn't wear normal t-shirts.
Yeah, so I'm trying to imagine you being 30 pounds heavier right now because
I get. You want me to find you a picture and
you got a receipt? We got a receipt. Oh, you got a receipt.
Yeah. So you keep him busy, and I'll look it up real quick.
This is why I like Jason. He just shows receipts. You know, a lot of people come in here, guys. They make claims. They say they're doing this, they're doing that. They got no proof.
It's disgusting.
I got to discuss. It's disgust, Jason. Oh no, the
my
photo of you.
Look they look like 12-ounce fillets on my shoulder. I'll show you. I mean, it's unbelievable.
No, I thought you were saying people that can't show receipts disgust you, and those people disgust me too. When people that make claims and can't show it off with the receipt.
No, my meatheadness disgusts me.
Tim, fitness talk. Oh, guys, if you don't like the fitness talk and you don't got no love for the fitness talk, that's fine. You can put it on pause, put it on mute. We'll get past the fitness talk. We got a lot of poker topics to discuss, but fitness, obviously, we get somebody like Jay Koon in the house. We got to talk a little bit of fitness because it's something I'm passionate about. It's something I feel like
there's
most people shoot passion. Holy shit.
Here's
the camera. Hold on.
215-pound meathead.
Jesus Christ. What's it like being that big? What is that?
I mean, I don't know. It's my father was very muscle. The entire Koon side of my family is very muscle bound people. It's just really easy to pack on weight.
Like walking around like that. I mean, how are you feeling? You feel like everyone's looking at you. You feel like people are.
I don't know. It was like
you always angry. You want to fight.
Me. So like in a nutshell, that was kind of based off of like an insecurity that I had growing up. So basically, not to dive too deep into my life, but yeah, sure.
Life.
It's whatever.
It's your life, poker and life in general. Everything.
I don't mind admitting it. Like I was in a very abusive child. My childhood was very abusive. My dad was a very abusive guy. I ended up going to jail whenever I was very young. He was a special forces guy, very strong physical kind of guy. Kicked the shit out of me a lot whenever I was a kid, and he kind of told me like, if you lose a fight outside of the home, you're going to lose another one when you get home. So I got into martial arts. I started lifting weights whenever I was like 7 years old. And by the time he had gone away, I was really pissed off about it. And I said to myself, like, one, this guy's never going to hurt me again or my family again. And I'm the guy that one day I'm going to meet him and I'm going to kick the shit out of him or kill him or something. So I need to get as strong as I can. So I became this like angry, really just hatred motivated guy, which is like, hate and anger is an amazing motivator, but it's obviously like very dangerous and not healthy by any means. But I would train and I just lived in the gym. I would get in fights all the time. I was a really, really dangerous person at one point in my life. And it took me like into my early 20s to realize that was a person that I hated, and I was actually becoming like this mirror image of the guy that I never wanted to be. So those days, it was kind of like me preparing myself for the inevitable of one day kicking the shit out of the guy that I always wanted to punish. And it's funny because now I'm not even I don't talk to him, but I'm not even mad at him. I forgive him. I feel sorry for him to some extent. And I haven't like raised my voice or yelled, even though I've been in a couple altercations since then. I haven't even yelled at someone in maybe 3 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this was at this point in time in that photo. How many years ago was that?
That was I was in college. I just hurt my hip and I kind of didn't have anything else to do, and I started boxing and doing that. And that would have been now 7 years ago.
Wow. So you're 29 right now?
Same
age as me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that kind of, does that tie in with, I know a big thing, I don't know if it was big, but I know somebody asked about it on Twitter, and I think we talked about it before, was the idea of being depressed and depression. Was that something that kind of led to that feeling?
Believe it or not, no. I think me dealing with depression was my life kind of went on halt whenever I moved out of the country in 2011. I was in a relationship with a girl for 7 years who I loved dearly, and it wasn't really the move that broke us up. We kind of had it coming, but that happened. I moved out of the country, missed my family, my nephew Nova. Kind of didn't know where I belonged in the world, and just kind of being just motivated only to make money or to prove myself as a poker player wasn't enough, and I just didn't feel complete. And I ended up like waking up every day like, what's the point of all of this? And I think that was, I had to find a bigger purpose for me to kind of find my way out of that hole.
So post Black Friday, when you were out of the country moving, the combination of just having that happen and then the relationship ending.
Yeah.
So what happened? So you wake up, you keep waking up. Obviously, you said it was a repetitive thing.
Yeah.
What was the turning point? What made you decide, were you vocal about this on the internet? Was it something you were putting out there? Was it something that other people knew or just something that you were dealing with? And
I honestly didn't tell a lot of people. My best friends knew about it. My family didn't really know about it at all. It was just kind of I didn't even know I was depressed until you kind of look back. I mean, towards the end, I realized it, but it just, everything kind of felt like this gray haze and it wasn't even like I felt sad. I just didn't feel much of anything, and I just wasn't motivated for anything. I was just like, really, like, what's the fucking point of all this? I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. And I don't really care at one point I was like, I don't really care if I even get out of bed. Which is so strange for me because I'm always amped up. I'm always like, let's do this. Like, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm the guy that walks in the casino, and I know a lot of guys are like, shit, I have to say hi to all these people. But I'm legitimately like, I can't wait to see all these people that I like. And I really want to like hug them and say hello. And I mean it. Like, I really, really like people in the poker world and my job. And I love being alive. But there for a while, it was just, I think the turning point was, well, one, I found a great friend in Ben Tullerine, who's a great poker player. Yeah, Ben 86, one of my best friends in the entire world. We both kind of found each other at a perfect time. Whenever I helped him with some things, and he really helped me in a lot of, and Phil for that matter, Galfon. We all lived together in the same building, and Phil just was just incredible advice he gives all the time. Still to this day, I talk to him every single spot I have. I talk to Phil about because he's just so smart and so logical about stuff and really supportive. And those two guys kind of turned my life around. And yeah, thanks guys. I love you for that.
I think so many of the people in the chat might be saying that it's a sad point. This is sad topics and sad ideas, but I think at the same time, there are also ideas that this is what people are dealing with. This is what people deal with in their life. I don't think this is an uncommon thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there listening who can, the way you describe yourself feeling, they can relate to that exact feeling. I guess, what would you say to those people that are out there thinking of a similar thing? Well, I think, is there anything like you can take away that you might, if someone came to you and like, hey, like, I saw you've dealt with this. What can I do?
Well, first of all, if like it's going to happen to, I think, probably the majority of us at some point in our life, we're gonna like, even if you're not like dealing with chronic depression, at some point in your life, you're gonna feel something related to what I felt like. And I think, Well, I think I think it's worth talking about.
No, for sure. I completely agree. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, I just think you need to like sit back and say, okay, what? Not really like. Okay, so I started looking for like places to go, new things to do, new people to hang out with, whenever that had nothing to do with my happiness. It was more like, what do I need to fix within myself? Like right now, like if I want to be able to be happy anywhere I'm at. Like if I went to Hawaii, which like I would do shit like this. Like I would bust a tournament in Bay 101 and I went to Hawaii to learn to surf and I loved it. And I had skydived and surfed and stayed in this like little villa for 2 weeks. And it was cool. But at the same time, like running away from that kind of stuff isn't your answer. You need to find happiness within yourself. So find things that improve value, do little things small steps that make you feel like you're doing more valuable things, and just kind of wake up and rather than like looking at a big picture, like how do I fix being sad? How do I make more money? How do I fix my relationships with these people? Just make tasks very easy and attainable. Like my goal today is to cook myself lunch and do my laundry and get a workout in. And if you do that, and you keep doing little tasks like that all the time, or like I really want to call my friend who I haven't talked to in 2 weeks and just listen to them for a couple minutes. You do these little tasks. Next thing you wake up and you've done all this stuff and it's behind you and you feel like really valuable and motivated and purpose. You feel purpose of being alive. I think that's how you do it. There's no great answer. There's no solution other than be productive in little small attainable tasks every day.
So it's kind of like you set very small, manageable you can call them goals because they're goals. There's
course.
things to do
that are actually of real substance, like not like me going out and making another $1 million is going to be convenient, but it's not going to fix any of my life problems, you know.
Use $1 million.
Yeah, no, of course, obviously. I'm just saying, you probably if money is where you're lacking, then you need to make more of it. But I think most of us poker players, like, we at least have enough to buy a meal and pay our rent for the next couple of months, and you're probably missing your value in like having meaningful friendships or you know, just places like that, like calling your family, like even if you're not tight with your relatives, just call them and like change their day by listening to them or you know, whatever.
I think we'll couple people in the chat. We got some positive things. Couple people saying bringing some positivity back. I appreciate it. Ashley Delaney says he's been dealing with that on and off for the last 4 years. Ashley, I don't think you're alone. Pierre Peterson says it's a good start to the podcast. I agree. Michael says thank you for your honesty, Jason.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's obviously not the prettiest thing to talk about, but I believe if anything, if it can help a couple of you, it's a win. It's worth talking about.
No, I agree. I think it's like Tim's jokes. I like Tim. I got love for Tim, but Tim's he's a funny guy. Bob says I agree with the small steps things, but you have to do tough things too. Just reduce them and make them more manageable.
Sure.
I guess that's kind of basically what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
I guess at this point in time right now, how are you feeling right now? So we're 2015, March 2nd.
Yeah.
How are we feeling right now?
I feel great, man. I feel like I'm doing a better job. I kind of went off the grid last year a little bit. I didn't play as many live tournaments as I did in 2013. That was for a reason. I said I wanted to get better at cash games. I wanted to get better at those kinds of things, and I also wanted to play a little less and just live a more balanced life. And I did that, and I can feel my body now, and my mind and everything's just more rested, more focused.
It's feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I feel incredible. I'm gonna kick some major ass this year at poker, and I think at life. If you're like making World Series bets, even though I'm only a big bet guy, I might want to throw me on your fantasy squad. I'm feeling really good about it. My head will at least be in the right place.
Well, there you go. Make any side bets, something like that. I know a couple of Evil Empire out there, Doug Polk, J Mo, and they're throwing out some side bets. My boy Fees.
No, I'm over that, and I don't like anti-sweating any of those guys because I love all those dudes. They're great. I think they're awesome. So I have no reason to bet against them. I want them to win the money. I just want to win some of it myself. Yeah. I'm
rooting for you. Mike says everyone goes through some. That wasn't. Wait, let me go back. That didn't sound very sincere. I'm definitely rooting for you. Okay. That sound like those casual sincere. Like I love you. I love you. You know, like when you talk to someone, you like. It's like when you're with a girl or like, and they always, so okay. This is something that
how many girls you telling you love? I hope that.
No, not me. And that's the thing, right? But I feel like there's some girls out there, even some guys who they just default to "I love you" all the time in situations. And so what I told my Aaron. So I told Aaron is that shout out to Aaron if you're watching for some reason right now. But yeah, I told Aaron I only want to say I love her when I truly meant it. And sometimes, you know, I don't feel like I love you too, babe. I don't feel like that. Like I really am sincere when I say that. You know, I might love her, but it's not like it's sincere. I love you.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself do anything like that? Because it's
you got to smack yourself and get out of those habits of really like slowing down and saying stuff that's actually what you mean.
That's what I've been trying to do with.
Yeah, the default responses that's for the birds. I think that's cool that you're aware of stuff like that, though.
It's just because I don't know. You know, when I was younger, I said anything. You know, like
of course.
I loved everybody. You a girl, I loved you. You know, you want to get married tomorrow? Let's get married tomorrow. Sure. Let's worry about tonight now. So, and that was something I recently, like maybe 2 years ago, I caught myself doing. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not saying this bullshit, like generic lines that people say all the time to each other, unless I fucking mean it.
Yeah.
Because I think if I'm saying things I don't mean, then like I'm just not going to care as much about certain situations with people.
Of course, and other people are going to pick up on it.
The more observant people.
Of course, yeah. The people that you want to value you aren't going to value you as much.
Exactly, I agree, and that's kind of like. So you mentioned that you like everybody in poker world. You know, how do you deal with? You see all these people. How do you deal with like? I guess building a relationship with them. So like I said, I was at the poker awards and the conference. I met a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But you meet a lot of people, and then it's like, then what? For me, this is kind of a new thing for me as far as meeting less people. This is something you've been dealing with a lot because you're constantly traveling, constantly meeting people. Like, what are you even thinking like that? Like, how do you approach that? It seems it's kind of overwhelming to me in a way.
Well, yeah, of course it's overwhelming. But the thing is people, all of us had this thing to default to. This person's not like me, so they suck, or they're different, or I don't like them. Whenever it's like, not everyone's going to have the same skill set that you have. You know, you and me are pretty social guys, but just because someone's maybe not as comfortable socially as us doesn't mean that they don't have a lot of things that we could both offer one another and end up having like this great relationship with. It's, you got to realize we're all humans. We're all very, very different, but at the same time, we just, like, this guy's going to do something a lot better than me, or I'm going to do something a lot better than her, but she's still much more valuable than me in this area. And I think rather than having this bias of, oh, this person's not an athlete, or this person's not like as good as poker as I am, or whatever, that like, I don't really want to get to know them. It's like, why not just sit down and try to give each person at least, and some people suck. That's just the bottom line. And you're not going to want to be around those people. But there are so many incredible people that have nothing in common with you. And if you just kind of hear them out, you can develop something really great with them.
I have that same outlook, but then you meet a lot of people. You meet 35 people. Yeah, I mean, it's like you can't almost talk to all 35 people.
No, you can't.
Which you want to. It's like you meet a lot of great people. So it's like, how do you decide?
Well, it's,
you know, it's something, a weird fucking question, right? It's like a weird topic and something I didn't think I'd really ever be thinking about. But just getting myself in a situation, it's just like,
yeah,
I don't even know how to approach it. Like, I don't know what to do.
Well, I think you're going to have a lot of people that you smile and shake hands with, and you can be happy to see them. But there's only so many people that really you have the time and you can really develop friendships with, and that's just the way life works, and that's fine. So try to find, you know, the people that are I don't know, the most selfless with you, that you can tell are really, they really value you, and you both have good things to offer one another, and it seems genuine, and really lay your neck out on the line for them until they give you a reason not to. I think that's something people, you know, we've all got these walls up and we're all afraid of something or another, but it's like, until someone burns you, like, give them a chance, you know, be smart, but at the same time,
be like aware, be smart of what's happening.
Yeah. Give them your full self. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're like all defensive and you're not really letting someone get to know who you are, you're never going to have an awesome friendship with them.
So give them your full self. What do you think that means? Giving someone your full self.
I think it's like, you know, take a leap of faith. Like, yeah, and just understand that, like, a lot of the time things aren't going to work out, and that's fine. That's the way life works. But sit down and don't be afraid to, like, be vulnerable with someone. Don't be afraid to let them really know who you are. And if maybe you'll get something great out of it. Most likely you won't, but it's fine. At least you were honest and real and gave them a chance, you know?
I agree. We've been talking about some serious life GTO, like Per Peterson says, but we'll bring up a question that I think a small percentage of us want to know about. My boy B-Had, who I've never actually seen before, but shout out to B-Had. Joey, this is a serious question. This actually isn't a serious question, but he says, Joey, I used to pee in bottles because I was playing too much poker. I don't have a pee bottle handy. This wouldn't quite be GTO for that.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at this question. I used to pee in bottles because I was playing too much poker and couldn't go pee, but now I'm addicted. Would you say you're addicted to peeing in bottles? And has Jason peed in a bottle before?
Wow, the peeing in the bottle addiction, that's, I don't know if there's a class you could go to get.
I gotta see a receipt, bro. Bro, you better show me a receipt. You got all these pee bottles around. I don't believe you. I just don't believe what you're saying.
I've definitely peed in a bottle before.
Of course. We got to chase that EV. As poker players who play online poker, we got to. If you're not peeing in a bottle, I think you're doing something wrong.
I think I road tripped peed in a bottle one time. We were trying to get to Minnesota in college, and I was just manned it out. Got a little in my hand. I'm not proud of it.
I don't believe you. So, B-Had, until I believe you, I'm not going to answer the question. I think I saw my boy David Benefiel, your friend David Benefiel. He was on the last podcast. Shout out to David. I think he was in the chat up here a little bit ago. We're going to go back up.
I saw him in there.
We got some good comments up here back. I'm trying to go back.
David Bin Laden. Some speculation.
He looks like a lot of Osama Bin Laden. The Walking Adonis. What's up? From Ruben. What's up?
I keep seeing David. Like, I saw him.
David. I think I tuned in at the wrong moment. Nice. The Prada. He says, Jason, sad here to your down period, but what is your happiest point in your life? It's a great question.
Yeah, I can't really answer that. I think I've had a lot of moments that
happiest.
Yeah.
Give us one of the happiest.
I remember I won state championships in high school track and field. That was like really cool for me. I beat this guy who had never lost a race before, and that was an awesome moment.
Were you like one of those jocks in high school kind of thing?
I was really small until my junior year, and then I hit a growth spurt. And I was fast. I went to university on a track scholarship, but
big guy too.
Yeah, I was pretty strong. I wasn't that big.
Like that big.
Yeah, I was like 170 pounds when I graduated high school. So I'd say it's like a pretty big high school kid, but not by no means like huge.
It's from like one of the guys. Everyone's like, what are they? I don't even remember high school. Were they scared of the big guys? What are they like?
I was like the anti-bully. I never bullied anyone. I kicked a lot of ass in high school, that's for sure. In college, like, yeah, I'm very guilty of being in a lot of fights. And I did lose one in a Holiday Inn Express. But
no, it's not. No, let's go back.
I had this coming. I brought the.
Wait a second. You scoop past that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's set the stage. We're at a Holiday Inn. Where are we at? Where's the Holiday Inn?
South Side, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I hope this. I think I'm out of the whatever the length of time to be prosecuted for this is, but yeah, I had graduated college. I moved to Southside, PA, because I got a job for this finance company. I worked there for 3 weeks. I was like on a conference call. Fuck this, I'm out. Started playing poker for a living. Whatever. Got my buddies living with me in Pittsburgh. We were just out being guys, drinking. It's a young town. We're walking home one night. We see these girls, and obviously beacon at them like 3:30 in the morning. I'm really drunk. And they said, hey, we're on the 4th floor of this Holiday Inn Express, having a little party back in the room. We obviously go. It's me, this guy I barely know who was a soccer player at my university, and 2 of my buddies who are pretty boys, but they're like the guys that sit back and they never do the work. They're both huge pussies. And I had this coming, by the way. And this is embarrassing. My one fight story that I'm going to give you is me being
might get one more winning.
Yeah, well, this one's like me being a huge douchebag. Like, I'll just admit it. I was being a massive douche. So I walk into the hallway and we see these girls. I'm excited. They're excited. And then there's this guy who's not tall at all. He's like this little stocky dude. And he doesn't have a shirt on. He's got his shirt off in the middle of the hallway.
Uh-oh.
So I say to him, hey, buddy, somebody stole your shirt. He didn't like that. So he came at me and I was like, oh, someone stole my shirt too. I threw mine on the ground. And like that, started going at it. And I had like 2 weeks of BJJ training, and I thought I was freaking Hoist Gracie. I was like, yeah. So I literally like invited this guy, like he tackled me and I put him in full guard, and I went to roll and put him in an arm bar. And when I did, he came out and just brought this like awesome, really, this story has an amazing ending, by the way. Brings this huge elbow down on my orbital bone. Boom, and it felt like somebody poured hot water all over my face. It lit me up. Like, I was drunk. I instantly went to sober. I was just like, wow. So I pull him back into me. I get him in a guillotine, and I find my way to my feet, and I'm like rattled, and I'm leaking all over his back. And I see this crown molding on the wall, and he goes to tackle me, and I run him into the crown molding, and now he's leaking everywhere. And we're just both bleeding. And security runs up, and they're like, the cops are on the way, blah, blah, blah. And this story is obviously very fuzzy because I was shit-faced. But I remember, like, basically, my buddy said I threw a straight right at him and missed him by, like, 3.5 feet. Said it, like, wasn't even close. Like, I was so drunk, I missed the guy by, like, 3 feet. But we're both bleeding. The guy says the cops are on the way, and I kid you not, we look at each other. We grin and we shake hands. We say good one. And the best part of the story is, though, it's like now it's like, let's say 4:35 in the morning. We get in this elevator and we're like trying to get out of there because the cops are on the way.
Yeah.
And there's this old couple like going down for their Sunday breakfast at like 5 in the morning. The sun hasn't even come up yet. And I'm just sitting there bleeding like, good morning. Like, and then the elevator opens and we take off running and we get away. And I wake up the next morning, the shiner that I deserved. And I'm sorry to, that kid in the Holiday. Well, I mean, he kicked my ass. So
you took the losing end of this fight.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, I think he hurt himself trying to spear me he speared himself into the wall, basically. I could barely stand. I had it coming. I was way out of line. Like I said, there for a while, I was a total, like, douche. I just loved getting in fights. But past that.
Okay. Yeah. Bang, bang. All right. So that was.
No more sad stories. That's a happy one.
That was a pretty sad story. Yeah. Let's go back to some of these comments here. Now we got a lot to get. We're gonna be a lot, so I'm gonna have to not talk about these. And Michael Mahoney, shout out to Michael Mahoney. Was okay. Ask him how much he made. No, I'm not gonna ask that one. No, I'm not. Mike Rogers says everybody goes through some depression in their life. It's a part of being a human being. True. Don't fret. Stay positive and surround yourself with good people.
I like it, Mike.
I like the last part. Stay positive. Surround yourself with good people. I think is
what it's all about. The team.
Definitely one of the most important things. Nick Frame, TC, my boy TC. TC, you got the challenge. Unfortunately, went out.
Yeah.
But if he competed, man, I got a lot of love for TC. He said, Jason, what's your 2+2 screen name?
Nova Sky. It's my nephew's first and middle name. It's also my full tilt name. Novasky.
Nova Sky. I probably should have put that in the 2+2 thread. Okay. Ant says they like Joey's outlook on the dropping the love bomb. I agree. J Mo, what's up, Clink? Clink, Clink. Are you friends with Clink?
Oh yeah, J-Mo's the man. Oh yeah.
All right. I like me. I want Jason's stance on big girl grinding after this real talk. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. For Jesus, there's so many comments now. Hold on. Oops. Yeah, bang bang. Error. Bad advice on there. Really cool. This human side of a guy I look up to. Yeah, it's interesting. It seems like you got a lot of people looking up to you, huh? That's what it seems like. Cause no, you can be humble, but I'm gonna like from the last chat we had. You just popped in the chat, say what's up, show some love, and there's a lot of good comments coming from people like saying you helped them. I mean, like 3 people instantly said, Jason, your videos really helped me.
Oh.
They helped me become a better player. They helped me or something. A couple people said different topics just right away. Is that something that happens a lot? Something that people often bring to you?
Well, I really hope so, because I said at one point in my life I felt like I was lacking purpose, and my purpose I realize is to kind of look after people. I'm a protector. That's my thing. I like to help people improve. I like to be there for people. I like to offer advice. I've made a lot of mistakes. I like to make sure some people I care about don't make the same ones that I did. I also love poker, so if I can help people get a little better at that, that's cool too. So yeah, I think I'm a guy, like I said, I'm a very, very normal guy in a lot of ways, and I'm relatable. So maybe that's it. I just like a average guy that's pretty relatable in a lot of ways, and I like to offer some insight, or some insight. I'm sorry.
You do that in terms of people send you a lot of messages on 2+2 on Twitter and stuff like that, and they're asking you for like advice, and they say, hey, like I read. Well, I'm sure they're gonna hear this now. They're
I'll help as much as I can.
Yeah. So it's something you invite, it's something you want.
Absolutely.
That's something you enjoy. You enjoy people asking these questions that you don't know them.
Sure. Yeah. Poker, nutrition. I love. I've helped maybe 5 or 6 poker players that weren't in shape. I love helping people gain that confidence and that independence of actually seeing your body grow and so that's lately I think a lot of my focus has been nutritional stuff and training.
I was talking to someone the other day, and they said you invite people to ask you questions about gym stuff, or when you're in the gym, this is what it was. Someone in New Jersey said you invited anyone to come work out with you.
Yeah.
And you'll show them anything that they want to get better. If they're nervous, if they're scared, if they're intimidated by like the idea of working out, which a lot of people are, you would like bring them with you. Take them to the gym and like, hey, I'll show you how to do this.
Sure, yeah, because I see like a lot of people go in there and they don't have like a focused workout routine, and 2, they feel like all eyes are on them and they're a little insecure about that. And I just like being like the guy I'm kind of like the token meathead in the gym, so everyone's like, oh, that guy's probably a douche. But I like taking people with me and being like, yo, this is no one's paying attention to you anyway.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And 2, like here's a couple of things that you can do to kind of get on your way, and just seeing people get comfortable that way and smile and really enjoy a workout it makes my day.
I think that's what people don't believe, is that no one's looking at you. No one cares.
No
like
one gives a shit.
They're working, unless you're an extremely hot girl and they just want to like have sex, do that, and they're looking at you to like oogle you. Like they're not looking at you. You're a dude. Like they know. Like when I'm in the gym, I'm looking at people, but I'm not thinking about anybody. Like, and if people, like maybe little kids or something doing something like that. But if you're just like a dude, even if you're out of shape or you're fat or you're big, it doesn't. Yeah. No one cares, man. We got respect for that. If you're a big guy in the gym, a big girl in the gym,
love that. I just like. It just inspires me. Honestly, when I see someone like that, I'm just always like, if I see them do anything wrong, I'm always like running up like, hey, great job. Like, here's a couple different pointers that you can do. If you need any help, I'll be here for another hour. I love seeing that. And other guys do too. Other people that train love seeing that.
I think there's this wall at my gym where it always like shows these progress reports of people, and like how far they've come. And I would like see them. I was like, I'm showing some love. I'm like, man, congratulations. I show them some love. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
I'm like, man, how are you doing? How's things going? You're still working hard at it. Just ask questions like that, and just strike up conversation. Man, I gotta love people like that, and not to get too much into big girl grinding, which we're gonna talk about a bit. But this is the thing, guys. You find us 200-pound girl at the gym. She working out. She gonna be 160 soon.
Absolutely. Clean 160.
Show her some love. That's the GTO weight size right there, man. Raptor says one of the happiest was jumping off bridges in West Virginia this summer before going over to Macau and cleaning up.
That was one of the happiest days of my life. David came to my hometown and we played baseball for a while. I got to show him all the places I grew up. We went bridge jumping with my best friend Alden, who's a country boy from back home, and then we went over to Macau and hurt some feelings.
When you say bridge jumping, I'm thinking like maybe a small bridge. Like
no, it's 45 feet.
Yeah, I was saying for you, I feel like we're talking like I can't like quite emphasize it on the webcam right now, but like a very tall bridge.
For what it's worth, poker player Stephen Merrifield jumped off this bridge and broke his back. So it was a sizable bridge. He broke his T12 vertebrae landing the wrong way off the bridge. So it was high enough to get hurt. That's a true story. I felt bad too. I was like, I'm down here waiting on you. Come on. You remember I said I'm a motivational dude? He was like, whatever, I trust you. And then he broke his back. And twice this has happened to me. That happened to me. And
how can you give that speech about trusting you when you
I know. And then the other time, Liv Buree, the sweetest little thing in the world, beast athlete, is like, Jason, David was with me for this one too. I think it's David. It's not me. It's totally David. She's with me and she's like, hey, can I do a backflip? And I said, you can 100% do a backflip. It's easy. She's like, if you spot me, will I land on my head? I said, you will never land on your head. I will catch you. She went around perfectly, came down and landed on her foot and broke her leg. But
bro,
she like broke her ankle, but she landed perfect.
You can't talk about this right now. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't tell people come for your advice and then you're breaking it.
Well, just don't jump off bridges or do backflips. It's really don't do that. I'm not telling people to jump off bridges.
This was during the day David was there?
Yeah. Well, no, this was another day, but David was my right-hand man because he was the one doing backflips. I taught him how to do a backflip that day, and she was inspired because she sees big 6'2" David doing it, and she's like, I can do it, which she did.
Well, David's talking about Duncan. The guy's
he's a grown-ass man.
Freak athlete. Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
Man, fuck. This guy broke his back, though?
He's good now. I thought he had a stinger. I told him he had a stinger, like getting hit in football when you get that little, like, kind of shock feeling, but no, he had a broken back. Sorry.
Ann says West Virginia has the GTO cliffs, lakes, and rivers.
That's true. Yeah.
I
jumped off an 86-footer in West Virginia one time.
I'm what? Wait a second. What? 86 feet?
Yeah, Long Point. Google it. Long Point, Summersville Lake. You go to jail if they catch you, but I jumped off of it.
Jesus. I'm going through. We got a lot of chats to catch up, so we're gonna be going back. I'm just gonna go to the end here. We got a lot of comments. Sorry guys, there was a lot of comments, and we were like back. We're back up at the top here, so we got a lot of stop looking at the little kids in the gym. Papi Culo. What's up, Papi Culo? I like that name. That's a GTO name. I've been using GTO way too much lately, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty strong though.
East Coast Grinder. Yeah, that's a great word. Shout out to Hudson for giving me that. Jason looks younger than and fitter than ever.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
How old are you right now? 29?
29, man.
We're the same age. Look in the camera. Who looks older, me or you?
You look way younger.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible.
I'm beat up, man. I'm like a pit bull. I got scars. And
you look like a UFC fighter.
I can, without the cauliflower ear, but yeah, those guys are way more badass than me.
Luckily. East Coast Grinder, man. I got a lot. East Coast Grinder. What's up? He says, just tuning in. What did I miss? We talked a little about Jason, his dealing with kind of how he came to be and really big into fitness, just growing up, a little bit about his upbringing, talk a little bit about how he dealt with a little bit of depression after Black Friday, getting over that, some recent poker results, some fitness, some people hurting themselves, liking to help people out.
The big girls, we
ain't talked about that. We're going
to get there.
What do you think? This is the time to get into
All
it?
right, no. Well,
all right. Term big girl grinder. You know what you don't know what that means.
I don't really know what it means, but I can picture it.
Okay. Big girl grinder. 160 pounds, right?
That's not that big of a girl. Let's be real.
If she's like
5'10", that's just like a full athletic frame girl.
Well, that's not always the girl we're talking about. Okay, here's the motto: 160 or above, we show you love. 160 or below, gotta go.
I don't think you should discriminate. I think the range should be much wider. I think
you're saying we
both great.
For argument's sake, we're going to stick to this motto right now, okay? We're going to forgo the tall girl grind. We're going to forgo the lady boy grind.
All right.
If you've spent some time in Macau, you might have been a part of lady boy. It's fine.
I actually never know. Nope, not.
I'll talk about that later. It's fine. It's fine. You hung out in Vancouver. I met a lady boy there. I might accidentally took home. It's fine. Okay. So big girl grinding.
All right.
You ever been down the path? You ever followed the path? A lot of people in the chat love the big girl grind.
Well, I don't. You're saying plus 160. Is that the qualification, or can it be?
Say the motto one more time, Jason. 160 or below, gotta go. Okay. 160 or above, we show you love.
All right.
160.
This is something I need to open up myself to. I don't think I've ever ridden the train. I don't think I've ever hopped on the bandwagon. But I'm not saying I wouldn't.
So you're saying you're bigger out there watching, got a crush on you.
Yeah. yeah, you got a good personality and you cook a nice dinner, there's a good shot we can make something happen.
Okay. Now let's go back to what you were saying before that, which is the in shape 160s. So my idea was that you go up to a girl, and I actually did this recently a couple times. Maybe you poke them on the leg. This is how you can really gauge how big they are. So if they look close and you want to know for sure, you go up to them, you just poke them. You work out, you do a lot of squats, you do a lot of, what do you do a lot? What kind of stuff do you do for your legs?
Well, that's murky water, bro.
Wait,
murky water.
What do you think could happen?
I mean, there's a lot of, you start coming in giving girls credit for how like strong their legs look. The word strong with women is not one you ever want to use.
I don't think, not just come straight in. You warm them up first. You get them talking about working out. You get them talking about some stuff like that.
What I would do personally was, and my friends know this, is I personally, and this is something I think you should all work on, it's been a life-changing thing for me, is learn how to dance a little bit. And I'm not talking like the hip-hop grind. I think that's great, but learn how to do a little swing, a little country western dance, a little waltz, a little salsa, something where you can get a little natural. They know they're going to get touched. You're getting the juices flowing a little bit, and then you can feel them out in a more natural way rather than just walking up punching some girl or touching some other quad.
Kid, we're not poking him in the goddamn leg right away. No, let me tell you. Okay,
You're not just like, hey, what's up? How are you?
Okay.
Nice quad.
In this scenario, you're gonna be a girl, okay?
All right.
Okay, just hypothetically, that's why we're gonna role play here, right? I know it's 50 Shades of Grey, this new thing. We're not quite going that far. All right, I'm a guy, you're a girl, potential big girl, right? So I'm talking to you like, oh, what's up? What's your name?
Moesha,
what's up? That's a great name. What are you from around here? I mean, I'm new to LA. I'm out here for hanging out. I'm doing a podcast with my friend Jason right now. Moesha, like, what do you do with yourself?
I'm a hairdresser at Hermosa Beach.
Hairdresser?
Yeah.
What do you think about my hair?
I think it's beautiful.
Oh my, Moesha! Oh, you're too nice. What would you do to it if you could change one thing about it, Moesha? What would you change about it?
I don't think I'd change anything.
You can keep it just like it is.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What else do you do besides hairdressing? You like working out? You like going to the gym? What do you like doing?
Damn, I haven't developed Moesha enough.
You gotta develop Moesha. See, this is what I'm saying. Now, see, 5 minutes in, less than 5 minutes, I'm poking your leg, and you're gonna like it.
Okay.
That's how it starts, though.
All right, this is we're really getting deep here.
I know.
I'm getting a little uncomfortable.
You see what I'm saying? I know. This is what happens. This is how you get to the leg thing.
Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. You're a powerful guy, man.
That's how you get back. That's how we get to the leg thing. We don't. But in your scenario, I'm not just like, Moesha, what's up?
Fucking
leg. You strong?
Yeah.
It's like,
no, we got some strong legs. That's what I thought you meant. And I was like, that's not.
Please, I actually want to poke you. Okay. Okay. You want to be 160 or above, actually. Now that
we do have some.
Jesus, what the fuck?
Tree trunks.
Did you show that on the cam? Hold on.
Yeah, I got them big old tree
Show
trunks.
that again. I'm not putting my cam up next to that.
The big calves.
What kind of fucking shit is
Sprinter
that?
legs.
Oh my god. Okay. Women, girls love the country western grind.
That's right.
I love dance. I dance all the time.
I do too. I love it. I'm getting better day by day. There's actually a guy in Orange County I'm gonna get some coaching from.
What kind of coaching are you getting?
Country western swing.
When are you getting coaching from him?
I'm actually gonna get multiple lessons from him. I'm gonna go down before I go to Bay 101 for one, just an individual where he's gonna have a couple girls down there, and we're gonna move around together.
Wait, when is the date?
Open invite, bro.
Wait, when are you going?
With me. 3 days. 3 days after the 50.
Where's it at?
It's in Orange County.
What part?
I have no clue. His name is Donnie Robbins. You can look him up. He's sick. He's really good. I mean, it's.
Well, I dance a lot, but I haven't never really looked into salsa like my boy Fedor Holes.
No, he's a man. I love Fedor.
He alleged on a podcast with me that he salsa'd with Jungle Man's girlfriend one time.
That ain't good.
And then he showed a receipt of it too.
Bro, Jungle Man won't be having that. I'm telling you.
He didn't mind. He didn't mind. He said he didn't mind. He thought it was flattering.
I talked to Jungle the other day. He's like, hey, you going to go out and talk to some girls? Because I'm in an open relationship right now.
Jungle Man.
He fired it.
You might have
Bro, you've been outed.
You might have just, he didn't say that on the last podcast, but I speculated in my head he was in an open relationship.
Oh, I'm sure he is. We can go do some work, Jungle.
He was just, when I had him on the pod, he was talking really aggro about all these girls in countries. I was like, shit, Jungle girls, fuck, Jesus, this guy's like he's like an animal.
That's the right word for Jungle Man. He's an animal.
I don't think people would know Jungle Man's an animal with women, but when he was
fearless,
the way he was talking to me, I was like, dude, you're like, I didn't know like this about you.
I've seen it. He's fearless. He doesn't have that fear like a lot of guys have, that filter, you know?
Yeah.
He just, how he feels is what he says. I think it's pretty awesome.
I kind of got that vibe from him because even when he talks to like other people, I feel like he's pretty sticks with what his point.
That's
you know
the
what I
way
mean?
he sees the world, man.
Yeah.
And people have trouble with that, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's awesome. Like he's gonna tell you, like it's really like harsh sometimes, but he just like whatever his brain thinks is what he's spitting out, and I think that is really cool.
You really just outed Jungle Man's open relationship?
No, I didn't out it. I think it's. He told me we were sitting at a poker table in front of 10 people.
Jungle Man's hitman gonna kill Jason for snitching?
Nah,
I don't think so.
Jungle's my boy.
J-Mo says also if he wants to work out with me this summer, ask Mr. Koon about his diet.
Okay. Yeah, there's a whole bunch to talk about whenever it comes to diet. But
how tall's Kyle?
Kyle's 6'4".
Jesus Christ, man.
He is. I'm telling you, he is an animal.
How much you weigh, Kyle?
Shit, I don't know. 132.
Come say hi, Kyle. At least.
Well, shut up, Kyle.
Face
Kyle's
camera.
really
Give him a little wave.
Hey,
Julie's, baby.
Hey guys,
You
I'll be back.
All right.
Run into the store right out of supplies.
Kyle is a 90% 3-point shooter.
That's what nobody guards.
With no one guarding him. He's a 90%.
That's pretty impressive, though.
I saw him go 94 for 100 one day. So do not bet him big.
Don't why you ruin his action like that.
Yeah.
You're killing action and outing people's open relationships right now.
Sorry, bro.
God dang
that's
it.
the thing with me. I'm an awful hustler. I've never once been good at that in any spot.
That's okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom because and then let's grab 2 more Coronas. We grab 2 more Coronas.
Yeah. Let's get
All
a
right.
read, take a leak. I'll give some shout outs real quick.
Give some shout outs, man. All right, cool. Let me go to the bottom.
All
Go to shout outs. I'm
All
gonna
right.
find the bathroom and I'll get some.
Let me see here. Baby Chan. I still can't do the poppy thing, but what's up, homie? Upstairs to the left.
All right.
All right. Jamal Sander. Hey, man. I don't know you, but how you doing? David, you're here. Benefield is my all-time life hero. Who we got here? Stoney's a GTO from Sam Panzica. Stoney's is, if you don't know what that is, it's a country western bar in Las Vegas. Every Thursday night's beer pong and ladies night. You should be there during the World Series. I'll show you guys how to do some two-step. Let's see what else we got here. Poker at, I don't know, that's Marco All In. Hello. Papi Chulo. Arm wrestle, we have a prop on this. I actually have a torn labrum. I'm not making that up. So there won't be a lot of right hand stuff, but maybe we could crank the left. The Prada says, Jason, what is your biggest poker moment then in cash and in tournament? In tournament, probably biggest moment for me was I don't know, man. They just all start like every spot in poker, you have these ups and you have these downs, right? And I think if you're gonna have like a long prosperous career, you can't really have glory, and you can have a little bit of glory, but you can't soak in it too long, and you also can't beat yourself up too bad when you're losing money. But whenever I won the F-tops, the big F-tops for like $460K, that was a big moment for my bankroll. And in live poker, I always dreamed about making a WPT final table, and I did that in 2010 for the first time, and that was a pretty cool.
Congratulations, man! How many did you make?
Thanks, bro. Since then, it's just been the Alpha 8s and stuff like that, which are really small. Basically,
that's not.
basically sit and goes. It doesn't even count.
That's still pretty sweet.
I have trouble scrolling here. I'd have to be. Let me see here. I'm really bad at podcasting. How brutal was one drop bubble this summer? Yeah, that was actually one of the more painful moments. I usually kind of can get up and walk away, but I did
technically kind of split this up.
Yeah. Ooh, thank you. I did bubble the one drop satellite, and that one sucked because I would have had 50% of my action in one drop, which would have been pretty cool. And I remember bubbling, and I stood up to walk away from the table. So it wasn't $1 million bubble; it was a $250,000 bubble. It was $2 million seats, and third got $250K, and fourth got $0. And yeah, I remember standing up to walk away. I tapped the table and said, "Good game to everyone," and my legs were shaking. I could barely walk away. So that one did hurt, Tyler. But thanks for bringing that up, bro.
Click in the box. There you go.
Yeah, you can do it.
All right, we're back.
Actually, you're back. Let me run and take a leak.
Oh, Jake was going to go to the leak.
Mind the shorts. Mind the shorts.
You got to give a couple shout outs.
Polka dots. Man, everybody's hating on these shorts.
That's super Euro of you, my friend. All right, so guys, I just want to let you know we're like a block away from the actual beach here in Hermosa Beach, which is like this super. It seems like this. I've never really heard of it before, but it seems like this super white town, beach town where it seems really nice though. Yeah. and it's a sick location. I didn't know how close they were to the beach. So I got here, like outside the balcony, you can see the beach. You can see the ocean, like literally out this window, corner that way. It's too dark outside, otherwise I'd show you guys. So easy on the beers. Nah, man, fuck that. We drinking right now. Jason is the only one to say that Alpha 8 doesn't count. Oh, well. What's up, puppies? G Ryan, what's up, G Ryan? We'll ask Jason about that when he comes back. He's peeing right now. A lot of questions, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to try to get through a lot of them. We're going to try to talk about a lot of things, but, you know, we get a lot, so we can't quite mention all of them. But, yeah.
All right, I'm just
Oh.
all right, we're back.
Where are you guys? Whose house is that? Whose house is this?
I don't know. We rented it off Airbnb. I highly suggest that if you do a lot of live tournament stops. Hotels are for the birds. You can cook your own place, do your own laundry. It's around the same price.
Was this per person or how much was total?
This little spot's really, really cool, right?
Wait, total? It was how much?
Total is like 300
No.
total.
Total.
Yeah, we're paying like, I think 110. There's three of us, Scott Clements, me, and Kyle, and we're paying like $110 each a night. It's cheaper than
No. Total. A night? $300?
$300 a night for this
total.
Total. It's the 3-bedroom,
How's that
basement,
possible?
laundry. It's unbelievable. We're on the beach. It's
Who bum hunted this?
you just gotta look. That's what it's all about.
Who's got the seat script for?
People need to make money, bro. It's not like they don't rent themselves.
Yeah, that's true. 300 a night?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You wait till we just closed on our we just almost officially closed on our Vegas house, and we got a full court basketball court. David Benefield's going to be there. We're gonna have some games
I'm
running out there.
going to be playing basketball with you guys as often as I can because
got sick value on that place too.
that'd be fun. Who bum hunted? Who game selected these places?
This was Scott. The Vegas place was Kyle told me to look for something today. I got lucky and found it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. What GP say?
Thank you, Sean. Much appreciated for the shout out.
This is like an updated LA version of a WV outfit. I can dig it.
Thank you.
I agree, man.
All right.
GP says, "What's up, Joey Puppy? What's up, Mr. Koon?"
What's up,
Oh, that's a new way to say your name. Do people say it? They already say that though.
Koon,
with
yeah.
With that Green Bay Packer guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Koon. They say that.
Yeah. Coon. Yeah, like John Coon or
Yeah,
whatever his name is. Yeah, and it's funny. My star's name is just like awful name. It's my first two initials, my last name, my birth year. It's my AIM name whenever I was in like J Coon 1985. So it was like it was the shittiest name ever. But I thought of it whenever I was in 7th grade on AOL Instant Messenger hitting up chicks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, whenever I came to poker, all these people interpreted it so differently. But most guys thought it was like Ja Coon, like Ja Rule. Like they thought it was like I was some rapper.
I thought it was an animal. Like a Coon
Exactly.
was an animal.
But
Piranha or something.
No, it wasn't. It was just my AIM name. But yeah, apparently, like I'm like Ja. Like what would I be without you? You know. Ja Coon.
Keep going.
No,
Let me think about you. Keep going.
I don't really have this. That's not my game.
I
I can sing some country though.
You like country? I like country too.
Yeah, that's
Who's your favorite country singer?
Well, all-time greatest is Garth, but
okay. Who's like the recent new school?
The new
one?
guy, well, not new school at all, but I've been digging George Strait a lot lately. But the new school guys that are killers, obviously, this Eric Church is awesome, real soulful
Eric
guy.
Church pretty dope. I like him a lot.
Yeah, and then that Sam Hunt's really sick. The dude he was like a baseball player.
I heard him.
Check him out.
So you don't like the hip hop country stuff, like Luke Ryan type
that
stuff
guy
like that.
Honestly, that dude's a sellout. I'm sorry. I know, like the chicks.
It's
go
all
crazy
kind of
about
all that hip hop country is kind of popular now. It seems like
yeah.
There's some backlash in the actual country.
Maybe I'm just like I'm old school because I grew up with that stuff.
I feel like Eric Church is pretty. Well, people that in Europe, Dolly Euros, they don't even know what country music means. So
we'll shower that. Most country music sucks, by the way, nowadays, but a lot of the old stuff.
GP tweeted a question. He says, "How many backflips can you do while multi-tabling and
peeing in a bottle?"
I've
never attempted that.
Do you want to attempt it right now? I mean, no. Okay.
Nah.
How many backflips can you do in a row? Do you think?
I did 10 of those burpee backflips,
which were sick. You put the video. So the burpee backflip, for those that don't know, it's just explain to them. Like,
yeah, you can look it up. There's other guys that do it. It's just you do a burpee and you do a backflip out of it, and you land in the squat position, do another burpee, another backflip.
You can 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. You mentioned you actually hurt your shoulder though doing something.
Yeah, I tore my labrum. I was trying to do these. I think I heard it a long time ago. Just always doing like high rep 225 reps. Like I just do sets of 20 and stuff. And the other day I was doing
sets of 20, 225.
Who
doesn't do that?
My
right?
meathead days.
Yeah.
Whenever I was trying to like be in the combine, but I was doing one-armed handstands in Vegas, and there she went. So now I'm gimp. I have to get surgery. I think this fall.
How's that going to affect things until then?
I'm gonna get fat,
A
probably.
lot of pain and getting fat.
Yeah, well, I can't shoot hoops. I just do a lot of squats, and do a lot of cardio. But I won't. I'll probably have to give up on some size. But that's life. Whatever.
That happens. Can't you get surgery sooner than later, or what? You have to do.
I want to wait because I want to be able to be active during the World Series. The thing is with the labrum is unless you like smash it, it's not going to necessarily get any worse. It just won't get better. So I can still function a little bit. So I want to enjoy my summer.
Okay, makes sense. CG, I think is that Chris George? Chris George, shout out Joey. Keep up the awesome podcast. What up, Chris? Puppy, what's up, puppy? You look fresh. Oh, we should go big girl grinding tonight.
Damn.
Nah,
I gotta play tomorrow.
I'm going out. Never mind. I can't finish that statement actually. Hold on. I'm actually gonna stop looking at the chat so much because I keep looking at the chat. I normally don't look at the chat that often. So.
All right.
What's Nick want to see? Joey, you don't know who Eric Church is? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
He's like a country singer who's got that deep voice. What are a couple of his more famous?
Well, he's actually got
Springsteen is number one. I like that song. That song's dope.
He's got a couple hits that are real nice.
Yeah.
Springsteen was a jam.
I like him, man. He's got a. You said you were friends with Big Dick Donger Kim?
Oh, yeah.
So Big Dick Donger Kim, for those guys who've been following the prop bet, I did a couple live streams, did a preview podcast. Big Dick Donger Kim versus TC from the UB. Nick Frame. They did a little one-on-one heads-up challenge. You follow that at all? Do you follow much online stuff, really?
I got tons of love for both of those guys. I mean, I know Dong. I don't know Nick at all, but he seems like a really stand-up, awesome guy. I think it's really cool that they both decided to battle like old school days.
Mm-hmm.
The only I walked in on Dong one day was playing. He was just sitting there playing. I thought he was playing like low stakes, no limit or whatever. And I was talking to him and Doug, and I walked over and he was playing like 4 tables of 25-50 Zoom heads up, just mashing. And he was having a full conversation with me the entire time. I was just thinking like, who the hell is this guy? You know?
Where was this at? Vancouver?
Vancouver, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so I was just blown away. That was my first intro to Mr. Donger Kim.
And so his nickname's Big Dick, and there's actually some.
Is there truth to that?
So that's a great question. I feel like you set me up for that. So the other day on Twitter, his girlfriend tweeted out using his nickname, Big Dick. Wow. And now I took this as confirmation and a receipt for him because if his girlfriend's claiming he's got a big dick, that's just not something you throw around. Like,
of course not.
You know, it's
No, you gotta find out what his ex-girlfriend is.
Oh, that's a good point. Speaking of big dicks, this guy is just like packing, man.
You gotta see that?
Yeah. I almost tripped on it one day. I'm serious. K. Jules. me and K. Jules at the gym. Me and K. Jules at the gym just shooting free throws, you know, and he was wearing extra loose shorts that day.
Any potential women involved in this dick scene? Was like
no. We're just hanging out. I'm telling you, that guy's a slinger. He'll never admit it, but he is a cocksman.
So you're telling that we got women to listen to this guy. Hold on, we got.
I don't need.
He's a married man.
Hey, Kyle's got the smallest dick ever. Ladies, if you're watching right now, do not go for him, please. He's married. Are you really married?
No, but he's got a.
Oh, I can't help my lying to the women. The women are confused now, man.
Sammy's wife material.
He's wife material.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is Kyle. Kyle's wife material.
Are you wife material?
Man, you know what's funny? I'm so out of the game.
You don't date?
I try. I just move around so damn much. I was actually.
Take a walk, bro. I can still hang out.
Yeah, So Kyle is usually, you know, he's always like he's in a relationship, but he's always the guy that I can trust, like is going to be there. Like he'll be in the game drinking with me. But for the last year, Kyle bet $200,000 that he wouldn't drink for a year. And at Bay 101, he hits the 1 year point. So he's almost there to a little Sunday million win for not drinking.
So he gets $200,000 from who?
Is that public?
Yeah.
From Chamath, the Facebook guy. One of the main Facebook dudes. Chamath, he's like a killer businessman. Plays.
All right, guys. I need to meet some people that will make prop bets with me. I'm already up a lot of money on prop bets, but I'd like to be up more money on prop bets or something like not drinking. Was he like an alcoholic or something? Or what?
No, he's just like, you know, he's a party guy. He's a guy. He likes to drink. Yeah, he likes to drink. Yeah, but clearly it's not a vice he couldn't give up because he hasn't touched it in a year.
Pretty impressive, man.
Yeah. But as for the dating scene, I mean, I've been single since 2011. I try, but you know, I was having dinner with a girl I really liked the other night, and
where's she at?
in New York City. Okay. Really, really like her. Awesome chick. known her for a while, and she just looked at me and said, what do you expect? What do you expect from me? You're in another country every other day, like, there's no way that can be sustained. And I had to agree with her, So
I think that's what happens is you meet women that you like going into it. You like let them know what your lifestyle is. So
yeah,
I think you can have other relationships with people, but not have it be this sort of like super like specific, serious black and white thing where it's like I'm your girlfriend or I'm not your girlfriend. It's something more like that. Like we're special to each other.
For sure. I'm an open-minded guy with that, but honestly, I think I really do want to just commit to one person. And I mean, I honestly think it's like I've tried that and I've had some moderate success. I've had some spots where we saw other people, no arguments, had really good friendship, but went our separate ways in a very civil manner. But I'm ready to just kind of, I think if the opportunity arises, I'm going to be the guy that's, pretty committed to that. And one of these days, I'm not getting any younger. I'd like to have some kids, 29. By the time I'm 35, I'd like to have a little guy running around.
Do you plan on?
Yeah, whatever.
Do you plan on settling down anywhere anytime soon, though?
That's the thing. I think I'm going to, I don't know where, but within the next year, I think I'm going to do my best to be somewhere longer than 6 months in a year.
Any places in mind?
Vancouver's obviously the nut city. It's lived there on and off since 2011. I love it. I love Southern California, although online poker thing, I think we'd have to try to make the Rosarito or something like that work, which I don't like at all. But we'll see. I don't know. It's pretty.
Vancouver, you met a lot of women in Vancouver?
Yeah, I have. And I made a lot of good friends there. That's the thing with me is I think I kind of, as I get older, I understand the reality of relationships and I don't try to mislead someone. I tell them where I'm at. And at the same time, like understand that, a girl that you like might end up seeing someone else because you weren't there enough. And that's totally cool. Good for her. So I've never really burned any bridges. All the girls that I've seen before too, were just all really good friends. I have a good network of people everywhere I go, really.
It's kind of the same approach I have taken for a while, especially when I was in Vancouver. Vancouver's, for those that don't know, Vancouver is one of the most amazing places to meet women.
Unbelievable.
Because the downtown is really tiny and it's super easy to get everywhere. And there's so many people. And a lot of the women seem to be pretty smart, intelligent, like doing something with themselves.
Down to earth, man.
Right, yeah. It's like
they're active, yeah.
Very active,
all
yeah.
They all pants, dear Lord.
I know.
Dear Lord.
So it's like,
Lululemon. Thank you.
It's one of the best places to meet women for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely top 3 I've ever had for sure.
What's the other 2?
That's strong.
San Diego?
I only spent a week in San Diego, but had a great time. Had some fun stories. I think the other places, not here, not LA. I think some LA girls are great, but overall kind of intimidating, bit superficial for my taste. I mean, back home, man, it's there's some diamonds in the rough back there, but they're all real down to earth. And hometown. I love those the southern sweet girls. I really do. They got a place in my heart.
Yeah, talk to Nick about that. Nick's TC's in the. He likes a southern girl. He's from Atlanta, so around Atlanta, I believe. So he's kind of
he seems to have it going on. He's a stylish dude. Got his
TC's got the hair
for sure. Got the hair.
I want to share some stories I get behind the scenes from TC because he's got some good stories. I don't think we can talk about that. TC, sorry man, we won't talk about that anymore. MD, what's up, MD? That's it, Joey. Talk up the Nut
MD,
City, Van
MD's
City.
The man. I know MD. He lives in Vancouver, right? Yeah. I love
so
MD.
let me tell you about a story about MD. So I've known MD for a bit of time, and he introduced me to this group of people I met in Vancouver that changed my life for the worst.
Oh shit.
Debatable worst. So he introduced me to this group of people. I met this girl. She may or may not have been into really partying, long nights, long hours. I might have engaged in something with her.
Long nights in Vancouver?
Yeah, well, this was long consecutive nights in Vancouver, and then before you know it, I may have been in a hotel room with her for a long period of time, playing 5100 online for days and losing like most of my money. But without MD, I couldn't have had that happen.
Good for you.
So shout out to MD. That's what I'm trying to say,
Thanks,
man.
Bro.
Fucking MD, man. God damn you, enabler, motherfucker. He says, who needs Rambo shirt when you got Ferrari your ship stuff? Yeah, I may or may not have. I told that story before. I'm not telling that story anymore. You been to the Roxy? Picking up girls at the Roxy?
Fuck, have I been to the Roxy? Come on, Sunday nights, country music.
Okay, I agree. That's one of the
Donna, the lead singer. Thanks, Donna.
That's one of the best nights. But
yeah, Donna's the lead singer on the local band. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know the Roxy.
Spoons? You ever see Spoons? The homeless dude playing the Spoons outside?
I believe
Spoon's
AJ.
the boss,
I believe
bro.
AJ Phoenix knows him. I don't remember him offhand, but I don't think I want to remember him off the top of my head.
All right, we're going on some tangents. Let me try to help utilize my time with these people. I owe these people. I owe them my focus, you know?
I agree.
Or is this the kind of shit they want to talk about? I don't know.
This is stuff they enjoy.
All right, cool.
They just enjoy, I guess, hearing more about people. Hearing more about.
Koon needs a larger shirt. I agree. I wear a medium. People make fun of me all the time for my.
Usually I don't acknowledge the chat as much. Usually I just focus on my notepad over here. So
Okay.
we'll go back to my notepad. I'm gonna stop looking at the chat so much. I'm actually gonna cover up the chat for a second.
All right.
And so we don't show anybody love. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
But yeah. Let me find my list back on here. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah. So I guess starting off, what like your progression as a poker player. So you start off one way. Like, what noticeable ways do you feel like your approach to poker has changed over the years?
Okay. Yeah.
For the better?
Basically started off guessing, just kind of learning tricks and things like that in college, playing really small stakes. And then as I progressed, I started playing heads up sit and goes. My first poker friend was this guy, Nick Ramponi, who is known as Pure Cash 25 online. He's also a teacher at Run It Once. Incredibly good player. He's put up some really good results last year. Won the Sunday warm up, the Super Tuesday. He had made $1 million in heads up sit and goes like before, right around the time Liv B did. They were the two top bosses.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of started teaching me how to think a little more fundamental, having a more fundamental based game. And then the next kind of, what could I say? The next big moment for me was when Phil started making Blue Fire videos.
So got found.
Yeah, Galfon's Blue Fire videos changed my life. Then I really started thinking about the game and realizing I needed to get better from a not only exploitative but mathematical understanding. And then the major leap was, I think, guys like Ben. I ended up moving in with Ben and him saying, "Yeah, you're good at all these tricks, and you tournament guys need to keep working on those tricks and understanding how to outguess people, but at the same time, like poker's not always going to be that game. And if you want to be in front of the curve, it's time you start learning how to really play a balanced strategy that's mathematically sound." And after that happened to me, I started playing bigger tournaments and having success. And I'd say that was kind of my development.
So kind of just, do you think that it's been extremely important for you to meet these people that also play poker along the way because you feel like they've had the biggest impact on your progression?
Absolutely. I'm by no means a innovator. I'm a good emulator, if at best. I'm a really hard worker and always really hungry to improve, but I'm not one of these guys that just, I admit it, I'm not one of these guys that can just like see things, and I figure stuff out. And I think that I do have some great talents, especially in the live arena, but these guys with these beautiful minds that have, they can just,
Russell Crowe.
they fucking Kyle over here. Sorry. I'm trying to like really, really give some credit where credit's due, These guys that are just brilliant people, they've helped me out a lot, and they kind of point me in the right direction. I'll do the work. I'll outwork anyone. But I just emulate things that I've learned.
Mm-hmm. So you feel like it's pretty important for people out there to have these friends in their own lives, because I feel you see with the trends now happening days with, it doesn't seem like it's like as community driven as it once was. It's like you don't really have these like groups of friends really anymore that come up together or get better together. It seems like everyone's kind of like lone wolf for the most part, especially as USA becomes less, like a prevalent part of the poker world for the most part. That's kind of what I try to talk to. Like, you should really seek somebody out, like find other people who are playing the games you're playing in, like build a network, start early. Like I started playing, when I was playing 10 cent 25 cent, I started meeting people that play 10 cent 25 cent. Pretty important too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, not only just to get better at poker, but you need a support system. Poker is a tough way to make a living. It's, you deal with some shit. Yeah. And it's awesome to have guys that can relate with what you're feeling and can kind of have your back and pick you up whenever you need some advice or you need some encouragement. It's not only just hey, let's bounce hands off of each other or strategy off of each other. It's you're in this together, and you should find some guys that you respect and be loyal to them and kind of go for the ride together, you know?
How do you think, how would you suggest people out there go upon doing that?
Well, it's kind of tricky because if you're like the guy that just wants to be friends with someone because they're going to get you better at poker, it's never going to work because that's just bullshit. You know, it's you don't just find someone and say, oh, this guy's good at poker. Hey, why don't you help me at poker and I'll be your friend? That's garbage. But at the same time, like even the most elite players, like we're all like kind of, we're in it together, but at the same time, we're all very isolated. You know, you have to grind for hours by yourself in order for months and years or whatever to get really good at poker. Mm-hmm. So we all want good people around us. Even the guys that win the most money, it's not like they just have tons of friends and, you know, like genuine friends. Like if you hang out and you just hit it off with someone, I'm sure that you'll have a match here or there. And when you do that, you just, you know, as long as you're good to one another, you can grow that way. But if you're just in it to find an edge, they're going to see right through that, and you're never going to make a friend.
So do you get a lot of those people like adding you on Facebook and Skype and hit you know, like you know what I'm talking about? I know some people that might do that to me sometimes. Might be watching this right now. I'm not firing no shots at you guys. It's okay. I understand that's what happens. People want, you know what I mean? Like people, what kind of interactions do you have with people where they try to? It's not like I don't even think they have like malicious intent. It's just like they. Yeah,
I just don't think they see the big picture, you know, and that's the problem with the majority of the world is we all like see the end result of something we want, and if you just kind of like go for that, you're just going to look like phony. But if you're a big picture person, you kind of see the process and understand that you have to go through that in order to get the results, then the other people can relate with you. The guys that have maybe already done it and they're where you want to be, they started at the same point you did, at least most of them. So if you're a big picture thinker and you're an honest, you're an honest person with integrity, other guys are going to notice that.
So it's kind of like if you do befriend someone who might be like a higher stakes guy or someone who's had success in poker, who probably like meets a lot of new people or gets befriended, you probably shouldn't like. It's more like the long-term type of thing.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't know. What you should do is like, are we a personality match to be friends? And then cool, if I can be friends with this person, so be it. And then, you know, if they end up liking you enough to kind of open up to you a little bit, then you know, really listen and be appreciative and try to offer them some value, you know, try to be a valuable person yourself. And another thing is like, not only those people, like you're going to see a lot of people that you don't expect to be able to benefit you in any way, and you should be just as good to them as you are the guys that you look up to most. And I think a lot of my friendships are with people that I'm now mentoring or that haven't helped me in any way with poker, but have helped me in a ton of ways, life-wise, you know?
Interesting. So people you met through various like social media,
all kinds of different ways. I was flying to play a 5 diamond, and I was flying with this couple who, Jeff and Lisa, this older couple that lives in Vegas. And
shout out to Jeff and Lisa, man.
Yeah.
They're out there right now.
He's the guy's a mechanic, you know, and he flew with me on Southwest, and he came
mechanic in Vegas.
Yeah, and
you need your car fixed. You go to Jeff.
Sure,
What's his last name? Give Jeff a plug. We got a lot of poker players out there.
Jeff's first name in my phone.
Okay.
But anyways, they came to my tournament, you know, and I ran up and gave them a hug, and I got a good.
What do you mean they came? What do you mean?
They came to Alpha 8. They like came to my rail and cheered for me for a couple hours.
Hours? What
it was awesome.
What were they doing for a couple hours?
We were like high-fiving, and you know, it was
Jeff and Lisa.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You meet a lot of people on planes?
Yeah, I tried it.
You're a flat virgin?
That's his favorite
couple times.
song. Getting drunk on. Getting drunk on.
That ain't my favorite song.
Is that a song?
Yeah, it is a song. That's not my favorite country song. My favorite country song is The Dance, Garth Brooks.
Okay.
Get it right.
Obviously, that's not your favorite song.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking about that. I flew Virgin America recently, and they have this thing on there where you can chat up random people on the plane by putting in their seat number. So I was with this guy next to me. He was like this 48-year-old guy. Shout out to shout out. But so there was this girl in first class that he was sitting next to outside of the gate. So and then we came in, I saw her sitting there, so I hit her up on 1F.
Okay.
And I started chatting with her. I was like, you want to play a game? She's like, sure, let's play a game. I was like, I was like, all right, do you know who this is? And she's like, I have an idea. I'm not sure though. I was like, I'll give you 8 questions. You can ask me 8 questions, figure out who I am. At the end of the 8 questions, I'm going to end this conversation. Never going to talk to you again. We're never going to know each other. But if you can guess who I am, we'll continue on. And then basically we had this like 3-hour conversation over chat. We invited her to come sit down. We had an empty seat. And she's like, I actually had this empty seat and I upgraded to first class.
It's amazing. This is also a thinly veiled first class brag.
Well, she was first class, not me.
Oh, okay.
I was the select one.
No.
If I was first class, I would have just said I was first class.
Okay, yeah.
But the moral of the story is that if you're on a plane, guys, you should always use the fucking weird chat in the thing and hit up girls on there. And
start flying Virgin more often.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well, man. Let's look on look on our sheet here. What do we got? Early goals. I'm like, I write down the best notes.
These are really good.
I know. These are great notes. I put these together in minutes, too. I feel like I'm like plans for the year. That's a great one. What are the plans? March 2nd. I can't believe it's already March 2nd right now. It seems like this year's flying.
8 days, my mom's birthday. I got to remember that.
8 days.
8 days, my mom's birthday. 8 days it's also my mom's birthday, but it's the day Kyle gets paid. So Kyle makes $200K. It's my mom's birthday. He's going to send her a $20K birthday present.
Think so? What do you got planned for this year? Any travel, any trips before World Series of Poker?
I'm gonna go Bay 101.
Mm-hmm.
A girl really likes gonna fly out there and have some dinner with me a couple nights. I'm excited about that. It's gonna be super cool out in San Fran.
Oh, dinner, huh?
A little dinner, a little hanging out. Honestly, it won't be anything more than that.
Who's this girl? The New York girl?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it some other time. But
okay.
If she's watching, I'm stoked about that. Also, I'm going to go play this Thunder Valley tournament, and then I'm flying to New York to do a Hudson Valley Cerebral Palsy Association charity poker tournament.
What's that about? What's that?
Just raise a little money for an awareness for cerebral palsy, and then gonna go back to Van for a while, play some scoops, and then or actually no, it'll be go back to Van for a while, but then play Borgata WPT Championship, the 15K World Poker Tour. And then fly to Monte Carlo, play EPT Monte Carlo.
Jesus Christ, okay.
I know.
Head spinning right now. Holy
now you get and then
nice.
Come back, Scoops, World Series.
You actually travel way more than I thought, which is why I guess why the girls say they can't.
Yeah.
It's kind of a.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I really, I want this to slow down. I really do.
You can control it though.
Yeah, but I already made my spring schedule. Yeah. Once World Series is out of the way, I'm slowed down.
So you're going to reevaluate from there and decide.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of take it by, kind of play it by ear.
Yeah, give me a place, give me a dog. Be really,
I can see you in Vancouver, but do you feel like living around people is like an important thing? Living around friends, people you can hang out with, is something that you want.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm always open to establish new friendships with people. But yeah, I'd like to. I think there's a good chance Ben and I end up living together. Also, David is open to moving once he's done in Columbia.
He's talking about
Austin or San Diego or here. So some good chances to establish a life with some of my true homies.
I think somebody else might have moved to San Diego recently. Close up. I know you friends with Cole.
Oh yeah, love Cole. He's a man. Yeah, he's an absolute legend.
You're like
he is such a freaking legend.
Do you ever get any in the outdoor sports, the snowboarding, the skiing, stuff like that?
Yeah. Love to ski. I've never tried snowboarding, but my doctor said I should pick it up since I had. So you might have to pick this because
I knew what he was saying. I knew.
Basically, for the viewers, we got this.
It's like a 13-year-old over here. Can we ban him from the goddamn chat?
Seriously. He laughs at me like this all the time. Though. It's not just now.
My legs won't be spread open.
Dude, you're skiing. Your legs go like this. Not so good for the hip.
I've never skied or snowboarded.
All right.
That's so funny. He sets them up.
Yeah.
These are all like ad libs. I have a lot of ad libs I use in my stuff, but I save those for live streams. I'm not using any of my ad libs today. It's like when someone says something, like when you say like I open up my legs, I'm like because that's like whenever you like mention something that could be semi-sexually related, you always
fire.
You just like sniff real hard, and then if you ever fire a shot, you like bang bang, or you fire a shot, something like that. But I've been using bang bang like pretty much. But anytime lately, yes, at Disneyland, I was using that constantly.
I feel like you've been Mr. Discipline today. You haven't really fired too much of anything. You haven't
Well,
used GTO that much.
I'm the facilitator here, man. I'm opening up the floor for you. We're getting this is the poker life, the poker lifestyle. We're gonna learn about your lifestyle. We're gonna learn about what your life's like, and kind of what makes you, what makes you have success. What makes people, I guess, enjoy following you and that kind of thing. So that's kind of the overall the goal of these type of things is to learn more about you. Wrapped around, we get to learn about what he's up to.
Yeah, that guy's way more impressive than me. I don't speak Mandarin. I don't have a pretty singing voice like him. I can't grow that terrorist beard that he had. Benefield.
Can you sing?
I
feel like you can sing some country.
I can sing, yeah, but I can't.
You want to have a country? You want to have a country freestyle off?
No.
We each create a 15-second country song
The
right
thing
now,
is,
and we sing in the country music voice.
I can't do. I have no. That's not my thing.
Do you want me to go first? I'll go first, but you
gotta
gotta go.
First,
but you gotta do one.
For you.
No, you got, and then you gotta do one though.
I really can't.
Yes, Coon. I want to hear this.
So we're gonna
just admit it. I can't sing. I mean, I can kind of sing. I have like a radio voice.
Well, I'm not saying I can sing. You're a professional fucking singer now.
I saw you sing the Little Mexican Poppy song the other day. It wasn't so bad.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sing this. I'm gonna sing a country music song for you, a freestyle country music song, and then we're gonna have you off, and then we're gonna have the viewer decide who sang the best country music song. Okay?
Can I sing an actual country music song rather than a freestyle?
Jury?
Yeah, so Coon's gonna sing it.
Man,
I jury says you're allowed to sing.
I don't even know what I'm gonna sing though.
Okay, well you got. I'm gonna create a song in my head real quick about a country music theme.
You have no idea how much anxiety I'm feeling in my chest.
Dude, I'm getting anxiety for you.
I know. I'm really afraid. Can we just skip this and forget it ever happened?
Do you want me to sing a song?
Yeah, you can sing and I'll clap.
Okay, I'm gonna sing a. Never mind. I was getting my tone down.
You gotta get deeper.
What, are you doing a McConaughey, bro?
No, I think so. I was thinking, you got a country? You got a country song?
No, the McConaughey from.
Well, I thought you might have blessed us with a little country freestyle.
You
I couldn't name 4 country singers.
You don't. That's the perfect about it. I'm not singing nothing about related to that. It's gonna be a Mexican country song.
Ooh, that's strong.
Like a pop song about my poppy.
it's like Tex-Mex.
Poppy, something like that. I'm trying to get that Ike Haxton little. You got an Ike Haxton impression, by the way, Hollywood Haxton.
Whenever I was hanging out a lot, I was getting pretty good, but
the shoulders though. The
Yeah,
avatar.
Yeah, and his there's so much going on in here that there's a lot going on in his eyes. Like he's always kind of up here thinking.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
So you have to be looking up a lot, like shoulders up, like this. Well, I've been
it's kind of, but it's not. But he has long pauses, and you can't really copy him because everything that comes out of his mouth is so brilliant. You can't really if you're gonna do an Ike impression, you can't really mumble like that because he doesn't really. He might do like a but when he says things,
you're right.
He's concise. He doesn't say a bunch of gibberish.
You're right. He doesn't do the mumbling thing that often. Damn it. All right, TCS, are you going to Whistler this year?
Yes, I am. I'm going to go skiing. Ben has a place up there right now. As soon as all of these Cali swing tournaments are out of the way and that charity tournament's out of the way, I'm going to go up and play or ski with him for a couple of weeks. I think Ike's up there too right now.
Who?
Ike.
I don't call him Mike actually anymore. I misquoted his name. His name's Hollywood Haxton.
Hollywood Haxton. Yeah, he is big time anymore.
he's big time, man. Joe Rogan's podcast. He's Hollywood, man.
Yeah, he is so big time.
People keep saying, get him on this podcast. I'm like, you can't do Joe Rogan's podcast and then the next calendar year do my podcast. I mean, we got a cool podcast going on for poker. We're not the Joe Rogan podcast.
Honestly, I thought that was cool, but I felt like Joe could have been a better host. I think he didn't give Ike the floor enough. I felt like he was talking over Ike too much, and maybe it's just my bias because I respect him so much, but I think it's you got to let the magic happen, and if you rush, because Ike pauses, he's thinking he wants to give you a genuine answer. He's not like those guys that just spits out default words, and I felt like Joe was trying to create a lot of filler words because there was some pauses in there.
Well, as someone who may or may not do a podcast and then control conversations, I can give you some insight into that. So some GTO I learned is this you guys can actually learn this out there too.
You saying GTO, I'm thinking Grand Theft Auto. What's going on?
That's an A. That's GTA.
GTA,
Game Theory Optimal.
Oh, okay.
You must. So Kyle clearly never goes on 2+2, guys. If you want to exploit Kyle with all the new,
He's too
if you guys are
busy.
playing tournament, if you guys are tournament players, you play with Kyle Julius at your tournament table. You now know he doesn't know GTO. He doesn't know 2+2. He exploit him.
Yeah.
He's waiting to be exploited, guys. Go after him.
Good luck.
I know. Good luck.
He is hood.
I know. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, Kyle's a beast.
What was I even saying? I can't remember.
Who would win a abs off? Jason
I know.
or Sean LaForte? I'd say Sean right now would beat me in an abs off.
Dude, Sean posted some recent photos on Facebook.
He's got a sick physique. He's got that big
Jesus
man
Christ,
chest.
dude. Fucking Christ, man. God, dude.
Yeah, he's an animal.
Man.
I got good abs, but
I'm not going around Sean LaForte, man. That's for sure. I'm not taking off my shirt around that kid.
Jace, if you were surfing, oh, that's India again. Go ahead. So what were we
That's
talking
my.
about?
I was saying something. Damn it! What did I was saying? GTO. What the hell did I say? It was a podcasting thing.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So I learned something, and this is something that people out there can do, is that when you talk to people and they're giving answers, some people, like you said, they just can't think that fast or talk that fast. So they pause after they say something. So what I started doing is you pause. You just let them keep talking. You don't talk for like 3, 4, or 5 seconds sometimes with people. And as a person that does podcasts, I think that's something that
There you go.
helps in a situation like that when you talk with someone who needs to keep thinking. And this is like like conversation techniques
Completely
too.
agree.
Because when you talk to regular people or a girl or a new person, they're just sometimes not confident what they're saying. And
Yeah, well, and if you slow down your pace, it'll relax people. That's something I've noticed whenever I'm talking to someone. I'll hear them out, and then I'll purposely slow down my voice a little bit, and I think that it helps them settle in and kind of makes them less anxious.
is that during a new conversation?
Yeah,
or something that's been on someone you just meet or someone you're just talking to, or
Yeah, especially that initial kind of icebreaker. There's a little bit of anxiety, kind of where is this going to go? But if you kind of take control of the situation and slow it down, they kind of join you in that pace, and I think it ends up being like a more natural, easier conversation. That's another tangent.
I gotta run some sims on this. Hold on a second. I'm actually gonna write that down because that's pretty.
Best way to do an Ike impression, do Christopher Walken impression.
You don't get the chat. The chat takes over your life. You look at the
really
chat.
does, doesn't
No, it really does. Because it never
so
stops.
much.
It's just people who think before they talk is the people worth listening to.
True that.
Which is very true. But what do you say about, you also thought Rogan didn't let him talk enough, or what?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I thought it was a great podcast. I just remember thinking the whole time that every time Ike was really about to hammer something out, Joe would get a little impatient. That's all I thought.
Yeah. Might be his his little hosting style. Because some people that do podcasts like to be a part. I like to do this too. You like to be a part of the podcast. So it's not instead of an interview, it's more of a conversation with someone. So it's like you're giving some of yourself away in it as well, whereas it's not just you're firing off like rapid questions, like bang 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 sort of thing. So that might be what the style he sort of goes for in what he does.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Right, take this kid outside and take him on some one-on-one basketball right now, man.
Let's go.
No.
I'll give you 3-1 on any amount.
Jeez, forever?
No, not forever.
How long is this offer valid for?
Oh shit, yeah. As long as I'm healthy, it's for life.
So this is a for life.
Yeah, I mean
3 to 1
I'll give you
for
2
life.
2 to 1.
You just said 3 to 1.
2 to 1 for life.
So 2 to 1 for life. What's the game type?
We gotta play 1-on-1.
Okay, so 1-on-1. What's
Make it take it.
Make it take it.
We'll set it 15 by 1s and 2s.
So 15 by 1s and 2s. Is this one game?
I mean, we can play as many as you want, but yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and play like 4 straight games. I don't play enough to I'm not that.
You can't play 4 straight games?
1-on-1? That 1-on-1 is intense. That's not 5
I should
on
play
5.
a lot.
5 on 5 is easier than playing 1-on-1.
I usually play 1-on-1 all the time. That's mainly all I play.
1-on-1's a hell of a workout if you got it competitive.
2 to 1, huh? Shit. Okay.
Man's confident.
Any amount?
Yeah. I mean, watch him come in here and he's like fucking. I don't know who to compare it to. But how are you?
Let's see. Hold on. Wait. We're gonna off screen.
Awesome. Look, just a little.
Should I turn the
Like
camera?
you got a couple.
Yeah,
Ah,
just
you guys
yeah.
both tall glasses of milk.
62.5. Yeah.
Must be nice. Hey, it's my brother,
Who's your brother?
Mike.
Mike Paul. What's up, Mike?
What's What's up, bro?
Is he like you, kind of?
No.
Is he like?
But he's great. He's much more mild tempered. Grows a better beard.
Oh,
Yeah, can shoot a gun better than me.
shoot a gun better than you?
Yeah.
Younger than you?
Older.
Older. Oh, you're older brother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My boy.
Mike Ball. Shout to Mike Ball, man. Has the roomie seen Joey's warm up video? We're not gonna mention any I have basketball videos. We're not gonna tell him about that. We're gonna keep that 2-1 offer on the table for as long as we got. That's a non-rescinding offer. You heard on the podcast.
No, he feels good about this.
Everyone feels good until they see Kyle. Yeah, until you stick the dagger in the heart.
No, I'm not. No, definitely not talking shit.
No, I'm just saying.
You know, I won one basketball prop bet. I made a.
What was the bet?
$1,000. It was Nick Ramponi and this guy Kenny Hicks bet me I couldn't kick a basketball out of a net. You know those really tight nets where the balls get stuck in them.
Yeah.
That's such a bad bet for you.
Yeah, I kicked that thing to the ceiling, man. I did a backflip and just booted it all the way to the ceiling. It was pretty sweet. I made a G.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't think that one through.
Yeah, I know we got him.
I mean,
would you say you're up money or down money prop betting?
You can get up and you can grab the rim. You can grab the rim with your hands.
Yeah.
Let alone jumping and throwing your feet in the air.
Yeah, I'd say I'm probably right around break even. I'm pretty fishy. I have no hustle. Like I'm really bad at being like a hustler. Like
what, basketball?
Just any kind of bets, hustling. I'm a fish.
Yeah.
Like at life bets, I'm just really bad. I don't think about how to, like guys like Antonio, for instance, they always negotiate these edges really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just always like, yeah, sure, I'll take the bet, and then I get crushed. I don't do it a lot, and
you went out
I never do it for high
stakes. Like,
stakes.
yo, Jason, go do a backflip off the fence.
Yeah, physical feats. I'm up a lot. Like I'm up a lot in physical feats. A lot.
You've made a lot of money just out of entertainment purposes.
For sure. Yeah.
That might be where your niche is then, huh?
Yeah, I won one time in the Rio. I won like I don't know, a few $100 walking out of the poker room on my hands. I had to walk like 40 yards or something on my hands from the table. So that was pretty sweet.
I'd like to see you do that.
Yeah,
Any video?
I got busted. My busted arm. There is a video of that. There is a receipt. I'll show you sometime.
Wait, there's a receipt for that?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And Banks says that this guy, Killjoy, is underestimating Joey's desire to win the long-term props.
Hey.
I played 450,000 hands appeal in a month. I'll tell you that right now. No one's ever done that before.
True that. Yeah.
I'm getting excited for this 2-1 bet now. I'm gonna go home and I already play basketball like 5 days a week, so now I'm just getting.
Yeah, you guys are in love with that. He went to Florida though. I mean, he played.
You got receipts online? I'm trying to watch some of these videos, man.
He's
God, I need to meet more poker players with basketball. Those are like my ideal people to meet.
Man,
unfortunately, they don't
we have
exist.
a full court basketball court, backyard. You can come. I have to play. Run some.
I know we got Benefield out there, just fucking.
Yeah, big legs, Benefield.
Probably barely. I like to say he plays pretty often now too. So.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And he's smart, man. Benefield's like Mr. Fundamentals, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He says, like, oh, I'm pretty athletic. I'm not that good. He's really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when he was talking and he's talking about playing a lot, I was like, yeah, I think he's downplaying like his ability there.
Yeah.
My boy Derek Dunifer says flat brim, denim jacket, polka dot shorts. I'm jealous. I didn't think about this outfit.
Well, you can. I mean, I doubt there's any chicks watching this, so it's all you, man. Fire it up. Well, there's probably a few.
No, there's like 2% women watching this. But no, I'm so mad. How do you feel about stalkers? You like stalkers?
Dangerous? No. Mildly dangerous? Hell yeah.
Mildly dangerous stalkers?
Like a little bit of danger, but
Yeah.
not the ones that are going to kill you, but maybe the ones that are going to. Like, I had this semi-stalker in college.
Tell us about her. Or him.
She's a total sweetheart. Total sweetheart. Well, she was just like this girl I thought was, she was really aggressive. Which at first, college guy, I didn't respond well to that. I was just like, damn, this girl's way too forward. But nowadays, when you get older, you start to appreciate that. Like confidence in women is something you don't see women that are really confident just walking up to you and saying how they feel, which I think they should be able to. We try to. It should be equal, But in college, I was a little afraid of this girl. But I remember one night sleeping in my bed, in my house, and the door was getting knocked on, and she just booby called me straight to my front door in my house.
Bang bang.
Yeah. My buddy said he had like one of those little Hawaiian dancers in his room, and he said like he woke up and his Hawaiian dancer was it was like an earthquake at the house. So I was pretty proud of that. I broke my little IKEA bed. We did some work. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Wait, why didn't she stalk you exactly?
I think she just want to fire it up.
That's not a stalker. That's someone who wants to fuck you.
Well, I mean,
it's not a stalker.
Well, I guess I've never been stalked, man. I don't.
You
You
know when you're stalked. There's not a question. You know when you're being stalked.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I haven't had that. So
shout out to Koon's College Stalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, if you're friends with Jason on Facebook right now, and you watching this live stream, this podcast right now, 2 hours, 1 hour and 35 minutes in, 40 minutes in, or something like that, 35 minutes in. Shout out to you. Is the roommate hugging trees in the background? I don't know that.
Yeah.
Can't speculate on that. I'm not making any allegations about things like that. I don't know what's happening on here.
Yeah.
East Coast Grinder asks a great question. What do you think the future of live tourneys? Do you think it will thrive or die within 5 years? This is a great question.
Tourneys are way behind the times. I think 100 BB 6 Max ML is going to be the first to go. Obviously, like Limit Hold'em and all that's going to go first. But I think tournaments have a long life in front of them. I think that they'll be good for a long time. I think there's a lot of EV in playing them now, and I think in another 5 years they'll still be pretty good.
I think so. Sound more optimistic than most people sometimes come on here and talk about the future of things. They sound pretty. I guess so. I was at the poker conference, and some of these panels they heard they were very pessimistic about poker in general.
No, I honestly, I think people that aren't ready to work very hard are going to fall off. But the guys that really want to make a living at this, you've got, in my opinion, in big bet games, you have another decade. I think another 4 or 5 years of being able to make some money.
Is that just tournaments, or is that cash games as well? Like both of them?
Cash games are looking pretty. I mean, they're really tough. Especially, I think deep stack live cash you can be able to make a living for a long time. But yeah, online just seems really to make a really good living. It's going to be tough.
We see somebody like Ben and E6 deal with getting action, that dynamics, and he's kind of talked about right now as one of the best heads of players.
Yeah, he's
6-Mac, but that means you don't get any action, which is the problem with that. So.
Yeah, but he gets enough to, sustain a great living. But with all these guys, it's not really if the game is going to expire. You take someone like Ben, and it's more how long is their love and desire to play the game going to last. And when that expires, then his career will end. But as long as there's poker and he's hungry, somebody like that is just going to be at the top of the food chain.
What are your favorite things to do? Besides, I guess, is poker one of the favorite things?
I absolutely love poker. I love outdoor stuff, hiking, running, fishing. I'm a huge fan of fishing. I grew up on a lake. I spent like 300 days a year fishing when I was a kid.
Country music, fishing.
Country music's like, honestly, I like alternative rock, classic rock, like even like some grungy stuff. I'm just a big music fan, even some hip hop. It's not like country's my favorite genre, because it isn't, but it's my roots, and I do love that. Like coaching kids and people for that matter, like helping other people improve, like trying to figure this life thing out. It's really tough. Really enjoy that. Love food. I'm getting really good at cooking.
Are you?
Yeah, we talked salmon the other day.
Yeah, we're talking salmon GTO.
Yeah, I'm beast mode.
I know.
That's my thing right now. I'm beast mode of cooking. I could probably cook like 300 different things now. Yeah, it's Kyle's a.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of cooking stuff. Are you how do you even get better at cooking?
Lots of reading. There's tons of. It's just like anything else. There's forums for it. There's videos.
Oh, so you're
books.
You're like on Cook It Once kind of.
Absolutely. Hell yeah, cookonce.com.
Making cooking friends, like building a cooking
Hell
network.
Yes, I am. Yeah, and I have my friends over and cook them food.
Really?
And food and wine. And I really enjoy it.
Damn, 300 meals right now?
Yeah, I think I.
Well, you obviously eat most of the time pretty healthy, right?
Yeah. I think my diet's pretty on point for the most part. Other than when I get sad.
Something the next step I need to get to is like the diet's getting pretty good. The workouts are there, but the cooking really is not fully there for me. And it just sounds like to really be able to just control your entire diet, you need to cook.
Yeah, and it's not only just your diet and your lifestyle. It's so cool to have the freedom to be able to invite friends or a girl or whoever really cool. Over and say, hey, let's have a meal. What do you like? I'll cook you something. It's just really cool. It's just another thing that kind of adds value to who you are, I think.
That's interesting to say that, because I was going to say that's something I started thinking about maybe year and a half ago. So I was back from Australia. I was here at home for like 6 months. I was just thinking about the kind of person I was, like who I was. I'm sure you might have had a moment in this. It seems like you've like learned a lot of shit. You learned a lot of good qualities and like valuable things. But I was thinking about like, God, like if I was to have a discussion with someone, what would I talk about? Right. Like traveling and like what else besides that? Not it didn't seem like much. So I started learning all these different things like yoga, cooking, basketball. I started reading a ton, learning about myself, learning what I liked and what I didn't like. Yeah. And all with the intent of what you said, which is like kind of making myself valuable so that when I met other people I looked at as valuable or women I looked at as valuable, I would have something to present, you know, because before I couldn't really, it seems like you've really taken to that idea, whether directly or indirectly, just in terms of how you approach things and how you approach like getting better and at these things. Is something you were aware doing or something you indirectly just happened and you were like, oh, this is like actually.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things ended up working out for me. I think a little guy wants to always have like a father figure, somebody to look up to. I didn't really have that. So I started looking qualities in other people, especially men, that I liked. And yeah, I just started like emulating these things. And I had this buddy, Alden, who I grew up with, who was just like the ladies' man. He is just absolute Renaissance man. Can play any instrument, great athlete, just like really comfortable in all scenarios. And I just kind of started seeing these little things. I was like, man, I wish I was more like that. I wish I was more like that. I wish I was more like that. So realize a lot of this stuff's just once you can kind of let go of the fear of looking like a fool. You can do all this stuff, you know, and the cool thing is like chicks, when you do look like a jackass in front of girls, as long as you're like, I look like a jackass, they love it. They're cool with it. It's when you're in denial of that or you're insecure about it, then they can pick up on that. But as long as you like embrace the fact that you're not great at everything, chicks are pretty cool with that. People for that matter. Yeah.
I was laughing because I did the exact same thing. Cool. And there was just people that I remember I was in Vancouver the first time around, and there was somebody like that. I like saw these qualities first, and I was like, I want to be like that. That's when I first started learning, like I could take these qualities that these people had and like figure out a way to incorporate them into myself. Like, you know, whether they command a room or how they dress or what they look like, or how they might do their hair or something like that.
Sure.
Then what's funny is that I met someone else who did that to me, and I was like, wait a second, this guy's copying me, man. I got tilted. I was like, this guy's copying my whole entire thing. So I kind of tilted about that.
No, you got to be proud about that.
Yeah, and then I thought about it later. I was kind of proud of it. I was like, it's kind of, you know, at the same time, you don't want somebody like biting your whole entire style. At the same time, it is kind of flattering.
Pay forward, man. We're all copycats at the end of the day. Very few of us are just like this guy that wakes up and creates something. You know, we all see stuff we like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like you're allowed to integrate something that you like into who you are, and even though it's something you learn from someone else, I don't think it's phony. You know, it's something you like, so it is part of you. You know,
I definitely think so. I like that favorite thing question. I started asking that to people, to women especially, like, what's your favorite thing? And like I feel like this tells you a lot about a woman, like who you might want to pursue, because I was getting this facial done by this woman. Not pause, guys. Come on, kick it easy.
I get facials on the red.
I'm in the goddamn spot.
On the red.
People always say, "How's my skin look good ever?" It's because I take care of it and I get facials done too.
Yeah, those are omega-3 and facials.
Those are super GTO for facials or for just skincare in general. But I asked her, "What's your favorite thing to do?" She's like, "Cleaning." I was like, "I'm out." Like, there's no way. I'm like, is someone? She paused for 10 seconds and said, "Cleaning."
Yeah, we'll be seeing you.
I was like, I just can't like. Yeah. You know, you gotta have a good answer to that question. You gotta try. People out there, try asking someone that question. See the answers you get, because it's really. What would someone say to you? What's your favorite thing? So you said your favorite thing. What's your number one favorite thing?
Probably make other people feel good.
Number one favorite thing: make other people feel good.
Yeah, I like that. That's like something I feel. I don't know. It just gives me the happy in my belly. I make somebody else feel good. It makes me feel good. I think. You know, it's almost selfish to be that way, but it is. It's kind of, it's what adds value to my everydays.
Yeah.
You know,
do you have like daily interactions with people?
Heck yeah, man. All the time.
You feel like you like made give me an example.
I just love snapping people out of their routine, like out of this. Like I'll see somebody that's kind of in their little tunnel vision day. You know, they might be in a bad mood, and I love seeing it as a challenge. Like I'm gonna put this person in like a weird spot and somehow leave this conversation with them smiling, like in one weird way or the other. Like even like like one day I was sitting by this girl, another plane story. This girl on a plane asked her what she did. She's like, I'm a doctor. And then she like puts her headphones on. She ignores me. This girl's not, you know, my type. She's not attractive per se. So I don't think she thought I was trying to pick her up, but at the same time, she's just like annoyed by me. But I was like, I'm gonna get off this plane with this girl, even if she hates me, like laughing, being like, that guy was way too nice for me to hate, or like just a good guy, you know. So I ended up, I don't know, just annoying her to the point where she called me out on it. And then I said, I got you, you know, like I knew you were going to do this, and that's fine, because now we can actually have a conversation. And she broke. She ended up like breaking down. She was like, all right, fuck it. And took her headphones off, all pissed off. And she's like, what do you want to talk about? Like, I'm at it. and we like both, like I put my hand on her, we started laughing, and we talked for like an hour. And it was just like such a victory. You know, I took this girl that was in an awful mood, who was sitting there reading her Kindle, like, and we ended up having like a really, really good conversation. I felt like I ended up adding value to her day and kind of snapped her out of that go state of mind that she was in.
How'd you snap her out of it?
That one I was proud of myself. I really don't know how I did it. I just kind of annoyed her to the point where she was finally like, whatever, I'll give you a chance.
Or you knew I annoying her, just like poking her?
No, I just kept like, yeah, I would like, you know, I'd awkwardly say something and she'd answer it and then go back to reading, and then like 5 minutes later, I'd just be like, so, you know, blah, 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 blah. And she just, you know, to the point where it just worked out. Some days it doesn't always work out, but.
GP says, one who is afraid of looking like a fool will never look like anything more than a fool.
There you go.
Yeah. He says, I like I'm having an epiphany. Well, I'm interested in what you're saying, because a lot of what you're saying are general ideas and thoughts that I definitely think for myself. But at the same time, I'm also learning things, which is one of the big reasons I love doing this, is because I get to talk to people who have these like fucking great outlooks on situations where like not only reaffirm some of the things I think, but just offer me a totally new perspective on like things in general, you know. And it's one of the coolest things about doing something like this. You know what I mean? It's like you get to hear these ideas expanded upon in ways you've never thought about.
Sure.
And that might be why I'm look like I'm having an epiphany, GP. I'm excited. You know, I'm always excited at podcasts like that. So how you enjoying the pod? You enjoy the podcast?
Yeah.
I know, man. This is when I was meeting people at the thing there. I keep talking about this because it was like it just happened, but I didn't know any of these people at this conference, and they were like people from different sides of things. A couple people watch the podcast, but a couple people were like, I've never seen your, like, I don't know who.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys need to be watching the podcast. These things are fucking awesome.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, it's I feel bad saying the first one I've ever seen was David the other day, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I was like, well, when I'm grinding, I'm definitely gonna watch these.
That's kind of the reaction I feel like I get from some people. Maybe the ones that hate it, if they want to tell me, that's fine. You know,
no, I would definitely tell you. I think it's awesome, and I think it's important for us all to kind of see the human side in each other. You know, we see these things, we play against each other, we do this game that is, especially online, is just not human at all. It's just completely robotic, and it's really cool to just sit down and feel the same stuff that other people feel, or kind of, like you said, learn from each other. And
that's kind of I think like having something like this is a good way to just learn more about people. So for instance, we have you're very active in poker, you're traveling often, you're playing in many different events, but like, you know, would people say they really like know a lot about you? I think to some extent, I think you've been out there for a little bit. To some point they would, but you know, I think not really. They could learn a lot about the person you are.
Yeah.
And I think that just like for people that are fans of poker, or railbirds, or people that are aspiring to do things like that, it's almost like you need people like that to look up to and to want to be like, because for instance, Lafort, no one knew who Lafort was before. Like, I think he knew a little bit from his Run Once videos, but for the most part, no one knew like that much about him. Now he's like this guy that everyone's like, dude, I'm like Lafort. And then now I think when people like are going to watch and learn more about you, they're going to be like, dude, I want to be like that. I think that's like a great thing to have these like good people in poker, and not these just fucking degenerate scumbag scamming motherfuckers who are just taking these.
Yeah, but honestly, man, it's like that's the thing. I want to be like a lot of these guys too. I'm figuring it out too. I make a shit ton of mistakes. I do a lot of stuff wrong. I still have my bad days. I still have my awful moments, and but I'm at least trying to figure it out. That's for sure.
Trial and error sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's all life is like fuck stuff up, get better at it. Screw stuff up, get better at it. You know, accidentally make a mistake and just learn from it. Yeah, and just like accept the fact that we really don't know shit. Once you get to that, like that point of like, yeah, I really don't know anything, but I'm trying, and I think that's a good approach to the way to do all of this.
I think that's what did the Uber driver on the way here say to me? He said something like, he's like, I think one of the things I realized, like when I'm getting older, is that when I don't know something, I just keep my mouth shut. And I know I don't know a lot of things, and a lot of people don't know a lot of things.
Yeah.
And they could really do better, or be a bit more inclined to like keep their mouth quiet in situations and just listen and ask questions and learn from people that are smarter, instead of just offering words that you know nothing about and not actually taking in the information you're hearing, but just outputting things and not taking in something new and learning.
Yeah, is it Eckhart Tolle your Uber driver or something?
Dude,
Tony Robbins?
I don't know. This guy was
Jesus.
awesome. These Uber drivers are sick, man. These guys are they're smart. The Uber drivers are pretty smart. Ryan the Lion is someone who never makes mistakes, never tries anything new. It's very true. GP says, I'm a big fan of Jason just from what I've read and seen him on TV/YouTube. With this podcast, maybe being a bigger fan of Jake.
Thanks, man.
Well played.
Thanks. Much love.
See, that's one of my sayings. You got one of my sayings down. That's good.
The Sammy
Puppy,
Sosa.
much love. I'm not going to do the Sammy Sosa, though. Mike Rogers' podcasts are great. Thanks, Mike. GP says one of the best podcasts to date. Shout out to GP.
Cool. Yeah, thanks.
GP's my guy. We going to have our bicep off or what? I'm scared. We've been wearing these long sleeve shirts right now for a couple of times. I'm scared. I'm like worried though.
Yeah, I mean, I stay.
I'm worried
I stay in
right
all
now.
right shape. I stay in all right shape.
I'm worried. You guys, you got us to chat. If you guys think we should have bicep off, we will. If you guys don't think so, it's fine. I'll keep my hoodie on. I don't keep my hoodie on very often. I'm like nervous to see. I don't want to I don't want to. I'm nervous. I'm keeping them away. So, but if the people in the chat say they want to see a little bicep off before we. Now you're nervous too?
Yeah.
No, you're not getting nervous.
He's
kidding.
It's like singing country music.
He's literally not getting nervous right now. It's fine. I gotta see. I'm gonna push myself a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm as big as Lafort. I maintain a pretty good size. Yeah.
Lefort's like 225 or something.
Yeah, I'm not even close. He's just a total man child.
Well, he eats 150 times a day and drinks 700 gallons of water, he says.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't really, my diet's so strange. I eat like 65-70% fat.
Really?
Yeah. It's trying. David got me started on this whole ketogenic thing, and I'm really trying it. It's tough to stay focused, but it is pretty awesome what happens in metabolism. It's tough to stay disciplined on eating mainly fat, and also like all the philosophies of all my diets to date have always been like protein's good, protein's great, and it is. But But if you start using too much protein when you're trying to do a ketogenic diet, your body will start using protein as its main energy source, and then you've got a major problem. So you got to manage your protein levels, be really low in carbs, and do a lot of the healthy fats. And it is really cool once your body starts getting into this ketosis and using fat as energy. You have these amazing long days of focus, and it's really conducive to a poker playing lifestyle.
What are the fats you're having though? Are you having oils and
a lot of MCT oil, a lot of avocado, a lot of coconut products, some of the awesome stuff, heavy whipping cream, some raw cheeses, some bacon, really getting crazy with it.
What?
Oh yeah. Yeah, ketosis, ketogenic diet. Look it up. The best guy to look up.
I've looked into it. I believe David might have mentioned something. I was looking into it a bit more. I haven't been on that. I'm kind of on the Lafort plan because Lafort, he's been my guy. Whenever I've read Lafort's blogs,
oh, he's amazing.
That he wrote just numerous times, just going back and catching up on some information because he just wrote them out so well. LafortMints.wordpress.com if you guys are interested in learning about that.
Yeah, I love that. And it's there's 1,000 different ways to skin a cat, right?
That's kind of yeah. Have you ever thought about doing YouTube stuff, YouTube videos, just workout related stuff,
Not really. In 2010 or 11, I made 2 videos that are out of date now and probably won't be of any value, but my friends kept asking me, and I didn't really make them public. A lot of my buddies were asking me, so I answered a bunch of their questions whenever I was living in Cyprus. I was over there with Chris Mormon, getting him in shape, and I answered some questions. But
I think that would be a great idea. Well, because you said you like to help people, right?
I do, yeah.
This is a direct way to help people. People are going to ask you questions. Hey, can we see this? Hey, can we see that?
Yeah.
And these are workouts you could do. You could show them, even you could go. And the thing is, there's a lot of this stuff out there. Someone's how to do a deadlift. There's a lot of this information out there, but that information is not coming from you, someone that these people respect or look up
Absolutely.
to. It's an idea to think about.
Maybe Lafort and I could get together and do something. And also what I was thinking, and Sean and a couple other guys may be interested in this, is having a retreat that was very cheap for people to get to, where we could get, say, 50, 60, 70 people together and just do a few seminars. And then we all do like meditation together. We all go outside and do like a military style run together, or a beach workout, or lifts, and all these things together, and just kind of do a weekend of mindset and physical wellness, kind of teach people how to cook, how to eat. I think that'd be a really cool thing, but that's just me spitballing. I don't really know.
Pretty great idea. I
Yeah,
mean, really.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and you know, because it's like when something like that, it's like you're selling the people that are behind it, and obviously with YouTube behind it, it would be something that could easily people would say, like, I'm in. Like, I'm in just because I'm working anyway. I'm in for anything like that because that sounds fun to me. But I know a lot of people. I mean, we could get 70 people from watching this podcast exactly to come to that. That would be would happily come to that.
That's what I'm saying. I think it'd be a cool weekend, if anything.
Hypothetically, where could this weekend take place?
Well, I think it would
USA?
have to be intercontinental. Yeah, I was thinking somewhere in Southern California would be amazing, like San Diego, something like that, where we could all get some sun, some good beach. Maybe South Florida. Yeah.
Does that have to cost money for people? Probably a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe just enough to cover whatever we would be paying for the space. I wouldn't try to make money off of it. I think we could, maybe just whatever the space, whatever we ended up paying out of pocket, and nothing more. I'd be totally cool just donating my time.
We could put this together. I'm asking this for a
Let's
reason.
rock and roll.
We could. I could ask LaForte about this.
Yeah.
He'd be. I know he'd be interested in it because he like anything like that. He might say his money's worth, and he might want like his hourly or some shit.
No, I think we could get some spiritual gurus there too. We could get Lucky Chewy there helping people with yoga and mindset. Maybe get some people like that. Some killers.
Well, in a way, couldn't this be like almost like a Burning Man sort of thing, but for poker players?
Absolutely.
What's sick about this idea could literally work too. And
that's a great question.
Which one? The sit seal?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
that's a funny story. Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah.
But that's really great. That's something that can actually happen though.
Oh yeah. No.
Even on like a smaller scale or like a bigger scale. What do we think? Like
I'm telling you, I love that. We got to be outside though. We got to be somewhere in nature. We got to, even if it's in Nevada, we could do like during the World Series, go to Red Rock or something. I don't care, but if that's something people would be interested in,
I like the weekend thing in San Diego, like a July or like a July thing, like a post.
That's what I'm saying. We get out there, we do some tough workouts, push some people spiritually, physically, emotionally.
Like a 3-day, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday sort of thing.
Heck yeah, like a boot camp.
Like all right. Question. That's a good question.
Yeah, sure.
Cody Richardson.
Do Jason and Ben actually have a pet seal in Vancouver? Yes and no. We do have a pet seal. The seal actually isn't alive. It was it's a fake seal that Ben won one night. A guy asked him, I believe, to flip him, and I could be wrong here. I know one night Ben flipped a guy for 100,000 US. With a 1% VIG, and it might have been that night, but one of these nights the guy said, if you flip me, I'll give you VIG and send you a statue of a seal. And Ben was like, I wasn't going to flip him, but after he said a random thing like a statue of a seal, I'll happily flip you. And he flipped him, and 2 weeks later we get this seal in the mail. And
was this guy's name Yorubu by any chance?
It might have been, yeah. It might have been.
You're telling me Yorubu.
They definitely flipped.
Right,
definitely flipped, but I think for some reason I'm thinking that it was a Scandinavian guy that sent him the seal, so it may have been a different flip. But definitely happened.
Yo, shout out to this guy that sent him fucking Ben a seal.
What a boss! I mean, and the funny thing is the seal. We looked it up. It costs like $1,000. Like it looks like a real seal. And Ben was trolling everyone, posting pictures holding the seal, and petting it, and I'd be like in the background, and people really believed Sammy is his name was our pet, Sammy the seal.
So the seal's not real; it's a fake seal.
No,
did you just out the seal for being fake?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ben. It's got to come to an end sooner or later. It's been like over a year. Sammy is not alive.
Kind of weird. So if you want to convince someone to flip you, offer them a seal.
Yeah, I mean it worked. It was creative.
I'm not arm wrestling Jason. It's kind of fucking animal.
Maybe lefty. Maybe lefty.
No, fuck that. I'm professional arm. I'm gonna hurt myself, man. Fuck that shit. No. Jason's a professional fighter.
Yeah, well,
I'm not arm wrestling Jason. Jesus fucking Christ, man. As I should. Yeah. So you kind of fought. You semi-professional.
Yeah, I fought.
I jokingly say someone's professional something, but you kind of were at something.
No, yeah, I fought in the ring a bunch. I fought. I was pretty good. don't think I was great for my weight class just because I was a little undersized, like at height and reach. But very skilled fighter. I felt like I was pretty good background of a couple different kinds of martial arts and a lot of experience, been in a lot of weird street fights and things.
Hence the hotel thing.
Yeah, well, okay. Let me end this on a good note. I'll give you an awesome fight story. That's real. Okay. Also in South Side of Pittsburgh, New Year's Eve, whenever I was in college, I was with my girlfriend at the time, the girl I told you I dated for 7 years.
Okay.
One of my best friends, Jordan, who is now married to his girlfriend, Ashley, my dentist. Check that girl out. It ain't bad. It's pretty good. I mean, shit, those front 2 teeth are fake from fighting, so she did a really good job. Yeah, those are fake.
Oh, they're really straight.
Sorry, chicks.
Damn.
Yeah, never braces. I mean, not bad. You know, most of us West Virginians don't even have teeth, so it's a pure victory. But anyways, we're in Southside.
Shout out to the dentist.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. Beautiful girl, Ashley, and this actually comes down to her. We go to this place called Southside Steaks or Pittsburgh Steaks. I believe it's Southside Steaks, right there on Carson Street, New Year's Eve, and I'm with Jordan and Ashley, and we go in. There's these Cleveland Browns fans who, if you guys don't know, don't get along well with Steelers fans. I'm completely indifferent to sports. I love sports. I like to play them. I like to watch them, but I'm never going to be mad at someone because they're from a different town than me. I think that's fucking ridiculous. But anyways, these guys are in here talking crap to each other. The Steelers fans and the Browns fans. One of the Browns fans is really drunk eating a steak and cheese. And I'll never forget it. He has like cheese whiz on his face. He looks disgusting. And he wads his cheese thing up, and he keeps looking at our girlfriends who are beautiful. And they, they're all dolled up, and Ashley's got big boobs, and her boobs are hanging out. And this guy keeps staring at Ashley's boobs. And my girlfriend's like, Ashley, cover up your boobs. This guy's looking at you. And he kind of sees them, and he wads that paper towel up, and he throws it, and he hits my girlfriend on the side of the face with his cheese whiz paper towel. My blood starts to boil a little bit, but I was starting to get to the point where I was a little more calm, and I just looked at him and said, hey, man, that's not cool. And the way this place was set up is, if anyone was from Pittsburgh, they'll understand the way it worked, is like basically a hallway. And it was glass where the guys were flipping the steak in a line where people were paying for the steak and cheese and getting them, and then a bunch of tables. He's across the bar from me at a table, and he starts to walk across. And I hear him say, I'm going to teach this fucking guy.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And I remember, I had a sport coat on, I had a suit on. I took my sport coat off.
So you're dressed like nice.
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yeah.
What time is it right
now?
Yeah.
It's like the ball had already dropped, and we were going to eat after this point. And my buddy, Justin, had a party. We were down the street. We were at Pittsburgh Steaks. And here this guy comes around. And I think that it's just going to be him and I throwing down. And it's going to end real quick. Whatever. That's fine. I've been in those spots a lot. He's going to go to sleep. That's going to be the end. Anyways, he comes around. And to my surprise, he has a big metal bar stool. He has one of the stools that people are sitting in. So I was like, holy shit, I've never really seen this before. And he came overhead with it, and he started running. So I got low, and I speared him, and we went through the glass of the steak and cheese place. It didn't completely shatter, but it flexed back, and the whole thing spiderwebbed. It went like that. The whole – yeah. So the stool goes flying, and he recoils off the glass, and I catch him with a clean straight right down the pipe. Boom. And it was unreal. He was asleep before he hit the ground. And I remember, this dude is like sprawled out on the floor, and the owner runs out, and the place is going fucking crazy. And I'm like pumped up at this point, like, ooh, and I'm bouncing around, and the guy locks us in, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to go to jail New Year's Eve. I just killed this fucking guy in Southside Steaks or Pittsburgh Steaks, whatever it's called. He's still asleep on the floor. People are freaking the fuck out. And this lady comes up to me, and she goes, I saw it all. I'm a lawyer. Don't say a word. When the cops get here, I have your back. Well, I'm still freaking out. I look at my buddy Jordan. I swear to God, this is a true story. Jordan, I'll hate you forever for this. I was like, bro, there's a side door there. We got to get out of here. I'm about to go to jail. I think I killed this guy. And Jordan's like, bro, I haven't got my steak yet. I swear to God, he wasn't going to leave. I swear to you. He wasn't going to leave because he didn't get his freaking steak and cheese. So I wanted to kill him. This is a true story. People were buzzing around, screaming. My buddy doesn't want to leave because he hasn't got his freaking sandwich yet. And I'm about to go to jail where this guy is just knocked out on the floor. So the cops come, and this is the coolest, one of the luckiest, most fortunate moments of my life. Cops come. This dude is literally still like laying on the ground, but he's finally kind of, his eyes are starting to open up a little bit. And the owner comes out and the doors are locked. Cops come in, and it was seriously this simple. Owner walked out. He pointed at the guy on the floor and he said, "He did it. Get him out of here." I didn't sign a paper. I didn't give a report. I didn't say a word to a police officer. They scooped that guy up, threw him in the meat wagon, left. I never said a word to anyone. We went home. It was that simple. It was like something out of a movie. And that's a true story. That's as true as it gets. Yeah. So there's at least you get to get a good one.
I've learned a theme from these stories. Someone kind of said in here is that you're pumped up right now, aren't you?
Yeah, it gets me,
gets
me fired up. Now we can do the gun show.
She's ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm worried right now. So it sounds like your friends kind of let you down some of these fights, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
the first one was like it seemed like you had 3 friends there. And
well, the funny thing is Ignacio, who may be watching this, I'm not that tight with him, but he was the guy I told you played soccer at our university. He was this Latino guy. I wasn't even tight with him. He actually smoked a guy that night in Holiday Inn Express that was trying to blindside me. And I wasn't even boys with him. And we actually both had shiners the next day. So the one guy that wasn't even that I was that tight with did have my back. Wow. So there are some tough guys out there.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to talk all this stuff, but whenever it starts to go down, it's a little scary. Some people respond, others don't. Jordan, he gets steak and cheeses. That's
he said like, "I want my stimulants."
He's the man. He's an idiot. He just is. He's just a jackass. He's the price you pay for entertainment. I love you, Jordan. You're still one of my best friends.
I got to ask about one more story because I remember something Stinger mentioned to me. He said when Stinger was out with you in Vancouver.
Okay.
He saw something go down. Do you remember this time at all?
Yeah, well, I think Stinger just heard the backlash. It was actually Seth Davies. Seth Davies, who's known as Setherson2 on the internet, was with me. And I was dating this great girl. And
it's Vancouver.
Yeah. Okay. And so Seth was out with me, and it was his birthday. And we had been playing all day, and he said, "Man, I want to go out and get a drink." And I was seeing this girl, Erica, at the time. And I was like, "Yeah, let's go meet Erica and her friends. They're having a birthday party too." So we go there, and it's awesome. We're over in Kitsilano, which is across the bridge.
Great place.
Yeah. We're at Kitsilano, and these girls, she has like 5 hot friends with her, and they all have like slutty name tags. It's like their name, but something clever and slutty. It was really fun. Great night. But there was this guy who he wasn't like that jacked, but he was every bit of 6'6", 6'7", like a beanpole kind of guy. And he keeps creeping on these girls. Creeping. Seth was there. You guys, I'm sure, know Seth. You can ask him the story. He keeps creeping on the girls, and Seth and I are just like, man, like you gotta stop creeping on these girls. They're not liking it. He keeps asking like, "Yo, I want a name tag. Give me a name tag." And they're like, "Sorry, we don't have any more name tags." And he's super pushy about it. And so I'm like, "Bro, they don't have any name tags." And he calls me a faggot, which is a word I'm very sensitive to because a lot of my friends are gay, and I'm really, like I said, I'm a protective kind of guy. And I said, "So what if I am? Like maybe I am." And he's like, yeah, you look so, whatever, all this stuff.
Right, yeah.
And so I finally got fed up with it. And I just said to him very simply, I said, "Hey, buddy, we're in a bar. There's a bunch of girls around us. This isn't the kind of scene that I want to be putting out in front of girls. But there's no security cameras outside. There's no cops outside. If you want to go outside and handle this, I'll happily do that." So I'm like, "Seth, let's go outside." I walk outside. And it's so funny. You see the true nature in these guys. Walk outside. Seth and I are standing there, and here comes the tall guy, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, here we go. I'm going to get deported from Vancouver. Like I had to move out of the country, and now I'm going to get freaking deported. Yeah. I'm terrified.
I know.
No,
that's my legitimate number one
yeah,
worry.
I'm absolutely terrified because I won't be able to make a living, right? But at this point, so you got to draw a line as a man. Like if the guy's going to continue to have it, like ask for it, I'm going to give it to him, So he follows me outside, and he's got this like jacked up, roided up dude who's like real short though, but like stocky. He's like bouncing around like he's tough. You can clearly tell he wants no part. And he's like beacon. So I finally turn around. I'm like, "Look, buddy, what are you going to do? Like what are either of you going to do?" And the guy's like, "What? You don't think I have his back?" So I flatten my nose against the like shorter guy's forehead. And I say, "Okay, buddy, you want to pretend to be fucking tough? I am tough. Let's do something. And he buckles. And the next thing I know, his buddy takes a little step, and I see him in my peripheral, and I roll under, and I catch him with a clean one. Boom. And he's just gone. And he goes out, and I remember saying, and this is where I don't really play on party poker, but the party poker name I have a party poker name called Sleep Tight because it was, I hit him and he stiffened up and he hit the ground. And I said, "Sleep tight, motherfucker." That's what I said. And he hit the ground. And then I was like, Seth, we got to get out of here. And Seth was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. I didn't know that shit actually happened. So we took off running, and luckily we didn't get arrested or deported or anything. But the lesson is, and I'm not saying I can whip everyone's ass, because I certainly can't. But like, don't go looking for trouble, because the guy at the bar that's not saying anything to you is the guy that's going to knock you the fuck out. I promise you that. And I'm really trying to do my best to be retired from all that stuff, but it's guy code. Like, if somebody's trying to hurt somebody I care about, or somebody's creeping on a girl, I'm gonna stand up for them.
Those are some fucking great stories.
Yeah,
those are some great stories. You like Jason sounds like a real life version of Vin Diesel and Knockaround Guys.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm getting old. My hands are beat up. I'm
great character. Did I really say 5,000 subscribers on YouTube?
Congrats, bro.
Oh man,
Congrats.
I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you can help and contribute to that, man. That was 5,000. That's awesome, man. We started off like 1,000 a year ago, man. That was pretty sweet. We'll talk about Derek 8 beef. I didn't even want to talk about that very much. Yeah. 5,000 subs. That's cool for me, man. We're on the way.
You did it.
Puppy. Messing with Jason, Mike says, is minus EV. That sounds to be the case. Yeah, it's like you said. So you trying to avoid things like that. I mean, have you been in serious trouble for anything like that, or what?
Yeah. Well, never been in serious trouble, but I faded one really close one in college. Yeah, I hurt a boy real bad, and I've regretted it, and yeah. But luckily, it all worked out, and I'm completely retired from that. I really don't advise it. One thing goes wrong, a guy falls and hits his head or something, your whole life's ruined. It's really not worth it. But times come, you gotta do something about it, you know.
The time in Vancouver you took off, you didn't hear nothing from it. You didn't hear anything about it.
Nothing.
Again?
Thank God. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Yeah.
All right. So people keep wanting to ask about this. We chatted about it a bit. The Derek 8 thing. So Derek 8. After hearing these stories, I want to see Koon versus Lex at Victoria says.
I love Lex.
I'm in.
Yeah. I like Lex a lot. He's a tough guy. I don't think it'd be an easy match by any means.
I like Lex too. All right, Derek 8.
I mean, I honestly don't really have much to say about it. It was a long time ago. I was playing on the Poker Star Sunday 500, and
let's start from the beginning. So some guy was talking shit to you.
Yeah, this guy Derek 8. Like, I think I made a call. Like, I think I opened and he I can't remember, it was years ago, but he like rejammed, and I called with maybe ace jack, and he had kings, and I got there against him, and he like said something real smart ass to me, and I said something like ... internet tough guys, you know. And then he said, yeah, you think I'm internet tough guy? Well, blah blah blah, this and that.
No,
and you guys can read the 2+2 thread, but basically he said he was gonna like hit me with a bat and do all this stuff, and I told him to bring his bat, and we'll work something out, you know. But people, I think the thread was funny because it ended up he got outed for, he was saying a bunch of things that weren't true, and a lot of people, truth kind of came up, and it's water under the bridge. I completely forgive him. I don't think he meant any harm by it, and I think people like that, you know, maybe he was just in a time in his life where he needs to grow a little bit. Maybe I hope that helped him a little bit. Yeah.
It's enough to say about him. Bianca Armstrong, this is what you know.
Oh, Bianca!
Hey, Bianca! Oh, la cola mami! Hey, mamacita bonita!
Yes, she deserves all that.
Who's that?
No, that's a good friend of mine.
Rip Jean fight. What's that about?
Oh, that was okay. Last one. This is the last one. So this guy Athanasios Polychronopoulos, who you know he's won 2 bracelets. Great friend of mine. This Greek kid. He's from God. All these.
Just another fight story.
All these fight stories. It's so absurd. Anyways, yeah.
Don't take the jean jacket off for this one. I think you take the jean jacket off for this one. Hold on. Let's have the bicep off. Hold on. I'm gonna take mine off first because I know I'm gonna lose. Okay.
All right.
Hold on, guys.
Don't
look at mine.
Let me take. That's pretty good.
Hold on.
Bianca, what are you doing to me, girl?
Hold on. We're having the bicep off, guys. Hold on. All right, let's see. Let's see, Jacob. Take it out. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see.
Put it back on now.
Okay, let's see. We'll put mine back on too. Holy shit. Okay, I can't even look at this.
All right, ready?
Okay, let's hear the. All right, I'm putting this back on. No, I'm done.
All right, let's put that back on.
Got some work to do, boys.
I'm not good at basketball, so
it's okay. All right, let's go. Let's hear the Rip Jean one. Okay.
So, anyways, me and Athanasios, my buddy Mohsen Sharania just we were in Paris, downtown Paris, and we were walking out, and we were both looking for some drunk food, some stuff that was real bad for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see these like two really well-dressed French kids, and we're like, hey man, where can we get some good pizza? They speak great English. And like, oh, walk with us. So we start walking with them, and one of them's talking to me about dancing, and they're really charismatic kids, and the other one's talking to Athanasios, and I hear him scream. He tells this story so much better than me, but I hear them scream. I hear him scream, Jason! And I turn around and I look, and the kid was stripping his watch off his wrist, like really quickly. You could tell the guy was a pro at it. Yeah. So he like took his really nice watch off his wrist and turned around and took off running. Well, I was a sprinter in college. So I took off running, and I remember I had these like, I used to spend way too much money on clothes, but I had these like Pradas with the Air Max 360 bubble. You ever see those? They're really cool. Yeah, they're sick. But anyways, I had those on. I remember running because I blew the bubble up on one of these that night. But I was sprinting after this guy, and I remember I pulled up to Athanasios, and I saw the kid, and it was like a straight stretch. There was no way this kid was getting away from me. And I pulled up beside him, and I remember I felt really calm about it because the kid wasn't big. He didn't seem dangerous. And I said, hey, man, don't worry about this. I'm really fast, or I'm fast or something. And then I ran down, and the police actually blew by, and we tackled the kid, and we ended up getting the watch back. But this is a two-part story. My favorite jeans got tore that night. Like I'm crotchless. I'm literally at the police station filing a report with these like my underwear hanging out. Well, the next night we end up missing our flights. Because of this whole thing. We had to like spend all night waiting for a translator to get there, even though they spoke English. It was like a formality. So me and Tom, for short, Athanasios, the next night said, hey man, let's make the best out of this. We missed our flights. Let's go get like one of these awesome French dinners you hear about. So we went to the Four Seasons, and we had this amazing dinner at this place called Le Cinq, which was blazers, suits only. We walked in with t-shirts, and rather than being like really condescending to us, they like gave us fitted shirts. They had a watchmaker come out and fix his band on his watch from the night before. Really? It was broken. Wow. It was hands down like the greatest. Name of this
place? We give a shout out to this
place? It's spelled like Le Cinq. What place is it? It's in the Four Seasons in Paris. It's unbelievable.
Shout out to Le Cinq, man.
Yeah,
out there right now. Check it out.
World class meal. To this day, the best meal I've ever had. But that night we have this. We're on cloud nine, and we're walking back home, and this is Halloween night now in Paris. And we're walking home, and we're like on cloud nine, and this big kid slams into me, and I'm like, unbelievable! 2 nights in a row, somebody's looking for trouble, and so I kind of get like banged up, and I turn around, and I'm like, did you see that? And Athanasios is like, I can see it in his eyes. He's like steaming, and we knew something wasn't right, so I was like, let's not do anything, but like check your pockets. Nothing was gone. But from the night before, I felt like obligated. There's shady stuff going on around here. I just kind of wanted to trail this guy and see what was going on. Because it's not plus EV to just start picking fights with people, right? Especially guys that are like, can defend themselves.
Right.
So literally 30 seconds later, I see him slam into another guy. Just a big dude again. And this guy isn't having it. He's like, what's your problem? Like they start beaking at each other. Next thing I know, these kids, like these like, maybe not even kids, but like little like minions, start sneaking in to pickpocket this dude while the other guy's like in his face. Like he's just like a diversion. So Athanasios runs up to the guy, and he's like, yo, you just bumped into my friend, like standing up for the French guy that he slammed into, even though we didn't even know him. And then that guy, the big like creep that slammed into me, like ponies up against Athanasios. So I crow hop and I put him down. And just, I mean, it's sick. He looked like fried bacon on the street. He was just flopping around like a fish. So I bang him, and this gets even crazier. So I put this dude down, and then I post up, and I'm looking at like the little minions. One of them puts on a ski mask. I kid you not. So I'm like, okay, this is where we die. Like I had this coming like my whole life. Like, it's about time. Like someone's going to get me. So the guy puts on a ski mask, and as the dummy's pulling the mask over his face, Athanasios hits him with like a palm, like something you see out of Mortal Kombat. I swear, palms this kid like right in the dome, puts him down, and then we take off sprinting like all jacked up, like yeah. We run back to the aviation club, and we hide behind these like bouncers, like afraid we're gonna get shot, and nothing happens. But the kids that we stood up for come up to us, and they start trying to give us euros. Like they're trying to pay us for standing up for them. And we're like, no, we're cool, man. We're good. And then we had the front door guys at Aviation Club escort us back to our hotel. But that was a crazy 2 nights in Paris. And that's the Rip Jeans story. There you go, Bianca.
How does she know about that?
She's like, we're homies. Just tell her everything.
She a girlfriend?
A good girl. She ran track with me in college. Yeah, a girl very, very good friends with.
Shout out to Bianca, man. Well, yeah, these stories are amazing. Okay, so if we want to get like that, what should we do? Box or should we work out? Should we
work out like do what? You don't want to be like that.
Somebody wants to. I don't want to be like that.
No,
somebody out there wants to be like
honestly,
that. I'm told to be like
you don't want to be like that. All those stories sound great, but you wake up with battered hands, like broken. I had a fracture or what was it called? This tendon in my hand. I couldn't even like hold anything for like 8 months one time, hitting this big meathead in Morgantown. Collateral ligament. Yeah, I tore the collateral ligament in my knuckle. Like, you don't want that crap. And like I said, you're free rolling yourself, like to get sued or to get stabbed or killed or sued or just whatever. It's just not even worth it. Just, I think everyone should know how to defend themselves and everyone should have a good amount of physical fitness just in case that goes down. But at the end of the day, these stories are hilarious now, but every single one of them, I remember going to sleep that night, like, man, I hope I don't wake up and go to jail. It's just not worth it.
You still do BJJ?
I never really did. Like I said, I did a couple weeks and I thought I was Hoist Gracie and I paid the price for it. I think it's a fascinating sport. I'd like to get good at it, but kind of just been trying to get good at poker for the past few years.
Yeah. Mike said, "Did you tell the Holiday Inn story?" You did tell the Holiday Inn story.
Oh God.
We had a couple tweets. We'll bring a couple questions up. Then we're gonna wrap it up.
All right. Yeah, this has been a long one, right? Done pretty good
for sure. Let me see. We got a lot of questions in here, but I feel like we talked about a bunch of them in some capacity anyway. Here, the secrets to get shredded. Oh yeah, Clink said, Clink and fees. Ask about. Can you give Clink some quick tips on potentially getting a six-pack?
The thing is like not to try to completely change your life. I feel like the first thing people do that's a huge mistake is they try to start these wacky diets or crazy workout routines that they just won't be able to maintain because they're so shell-shocked at the beginning. It's just do things that are manageable. Cut little things out of your diet. If you eat sugars at nighttime, cut that out. If you eat sandwiches, just never eat a sandwich. That's like an awesome one to start with. Just never eat a sandwich. Always eat an entree. Always get your carbs from like a side of sweet potatoes or just something that's on the side, not a big sandwich that's filled with more carbs. That's a big one. Stay away from juices that aren't just completely green. Never do like these fruit smoothies. Don't do orange juices. Don't do Gatorades or Powerades ever. Just live off of water, unsweetened tea, the occasional coffee. Do a lot more fats because they keep you full longer and they burn cleaner. Fat is something that gets a bad rap. It's actually a very sustainable energy source. It just lasts a long time. You feel really good. Those things. You don't have to go to the gym and blow it out, but make sure you do squats. Squats increase testosterone production and growth hormone production, which are going to stimulate metabolism. And just have a good basic routine. I'll go more into depth and offer you guys a lot more information. Maybe I'll write down a blog, but you can look at guys like Lafort. Yeah, you can look at Lafort. You can go to bengreenfield.com or bengreenfieldfitness.com. He has podcasts on literally everything, and he is much more knowledgeable on every subject than I am. Surround yourself with good people. Get a good gym partner. I actually train alone a lot, which is fine for me, but I'm pretty self-motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same exact way. I kind of work on myself too, and all the time. But I think for most people, it probably helps is have somebody around them to like do these things with. And
but it's got to be an internal thing. You're like, rather than just be like, I want to lose weight. Like, why do you want to lose weight? Do you want to be a better athlete? Do you want to, have a good beach body, and then and then set your goals around those things.
Someone taught me that question the other day, asking me why I wanted to do something. Like, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to do that?
Yeah,
why do you want to do that?
Hammer it. Yeah.
And they kept asking me that, and I was like, that's a weird fucking question.
Yeah, but once you just drive down, you'll kind of learn, like, are these reasons actually worth it? And if they are, then you'll have true motivation to complete the task.
It's a great question. Why do you want to do something? Why do you want to do something? We'll take one more. Someone on Twitter said something.
Sure.
Just wanted to share a blog post I found that might. Oh, no, I don't think. I think that was something actually separate in general. No. Well, we told some fighting stories, so that was good.
Yeah, those are so absurd.
Yeah. APA. Mark says, MD says, getting addicted to the podcast, pure entertainment. How can you not? APA 2016 Poker Ambassador winner. I don't think so. I don't think I'll ever beat Daniel Negreanu. Can you please be the Howard Stern of Poker podcast? I'm telling you, that is your lane. I don't even know what that means.
I think I understand what that means. Just kind of getting down to the nitty gritty with people, really figuring out what people are about.
Interesting. All right. Do you have a Jungle Man impression? Then we're going to go.
He grabs his forehead a lot. He's like, you know, like that. And then he'll like throw his cards a lot, like,
Should we do a dual Jungle Man impression to each
yeah,
other right now?
Yeah, those are mine. I just love.
I don't think I have a Jungle Man impression.
That's really it. It's just like
he talks to me normal.
He's amazing.
When I talk to him, he's like normal. He talks to me in like a very normal way. So I don't know. He don't really have like a.
Yeah, I love Jungle Man. I really do. I remember the first time I ever walked up to him, it was great. Like, I think he was trying to be relatable with me, and he came up and he like hit me. He saw one of my buddies kind of give me like the arm tap, like "What's up?" And then he came up and hit me in the arm, and I like looked at him like, "Who are you?" Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh," like, and then I was like, "Oh no, I'm fucking with you, man." But it was pretty funny to see his face.
Right.
Yeah, he hit me in the arm. I was just like, "Oh, you know."
Oh my god, I really want to see Jungle with some girls.
He's great, man. Yeah, he'd
sure
be a
he's
good
like,
guy to be around girls. He'd be a lot of fun.
Just no fear.
Yeah,
he does look up a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
He's been doing. Like last time he was doing this a lot in his podcast. I'm like, oh, he must be working out if he's doing. That's the bicep. You want to show up the bicep. You start touching your.
He's got a build.
Yeah, he's been working out. That's what I told him. I was like, damn, man, you put on some size since last time I've seen you, man. Your girlfriend must be encouraging you to hit the gym or something like that. So. But yeah, you got anything else to add? Anything else you want to say?
No, thanks. I hope this added some, if anything, just entertainment value. But
no, they learned
life value,
motivation, inspiration. They learned.
Yeah, sure, I think it was pretty good. And if there's anything that I can do to, obviously there's a lot, but I'll do my best to reach out to everyone and
cool.
Yeah, do what I can do.
All right, guys. Thanks for the questions. We got a lot of comments. We got a lot of questions. Obviously, we couldn't get to them all because there's been a ton, and we've been focused on on the stream right here in front of us. Yeah. Get Jungle and Dwan on a podcast together. I highly doubt that will ever happen. Unfortunately, we got to get them in a room playing, finishing that challenge. Guys, thanks for all the questions, comments. I don't know when I'm going to be back. I don't know who the next guest is going to be. You have any 2 suggestions on possible guests I should have on next?
Guys that are just pure entertainment. Let me think.
Well, pure entertainment, guys we want to hear from more.
I heard you say the other day that I don't think that you could get Horolibus. I'll talk to him. I'm good friends with Horolibus, and I think that he has so much to offer people. And I know this is his busy time of year, but on the downtime, whenever it's not NBA, I think that there is a chance that you could get him online, and he'd be a game changer. That
would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I love listening to his knowledge in basketball. I'm a huge basketball fan.
For sure. And then Phil. I mean, Galfon's just such a boss, and he's everything he says is just such gold.
That's true.
He's the guru, man.
Yeah, I've never asked Phil or really about coming on a podcast before, so
I think he would.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Haxton, Hollywood Haxton next guest. Well, I know we're probably gonna have. So I was chatting. I think I mentioned this briefly before we got in here. I was talking to Daniel Grano a little bit at the other day at the conference awards. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get him on a podcast. And I gotta tell you,
gold, bro.
And I you know what's funny? I think people really have like a misconception about him. Like as far as like what they think he's really like and what he's like. Yeah. This guy is nothing like I expected him to be in terms of a conversation with him. And I can just say I understand completely why he's in the position he's in.
Dude, he's the man.
I know. I was like, God, I super enjoyed talking to him. And so we're probably going to get him on a podcast. And if we have him on a podcast, that's going to be one of he's got some fucking knowledge, man.
Yeah, he is an incredible guy. And really early on in my poker career, he sat down and he heard me out and we talked. Just like he wasn't big time. He didn't even know who I was. And now we're really good friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people are going to be, like I said, they're going to be surprised at some of the way he is with people. D-Cost, what about recording an interview and having yourself on the podcast and split screen, Joey? Yeah,
that'd be sick.
I don't know how I do that. Yeah. But yeah, GP says, thanks again, Joe. That was awesome, Mr. Coon. Look forward to following you. Wishing you happy success. Yeah, guys, if you want to follow Jason on Twitter at Jason Coon. He'll give you updates. You want to ask him a question, hit him up.
Yeah, and Phil's site, Run It Once. I make some videos on there occasionally. It's a great way to learn poker. Got to give them the sick plug. Like I said, they've done so much for me, and it is an amazing, amazing site.
And because this is the hardcore hour, I will tell you that although I don't talk about strategy sites ever because I don't really endorse strategy.
Sure.
But Run It Once is that's a great place.
Okay.
It's definitely running once is a great. I've learned a lot from Phil, especially on
Of
play
course.
video. He's
Yeah.
a beast. So
Yeah.
all right, guys, much love. Thanks for tuning in. I gotta start doing 6, 7,
Sammy Sosa.
You're good at that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right, peace, guys. See you later.